Well, we can talk about this later. Hello, everyone. I am Zazubaar, and welcome to this week's episode of the Sons of Serizawa podcast. Episode 20?
No.
Yes.
No. Well, let it be known as the episode before Godzilla came out, the week before the movie came out.
I was gonna build up to that, Dave. I was gonna make it all sexy and shit. You just fucking came, man.
Well, way to blow your load, Gorzard. Way to blow your fucking load.
I've been away for 1 month. I was
gonna give some foreplay. I was gonna touch him a little bit. You're just like, fuck you.
Way to
spend over.
Way to detonate the payload, you son of a bitch.
You see, you were like Mel Gibson. You just came in drunk, shouting, "Smile and blow me."
Fucking talking shit about the Jews and everything.
You guys, this is number 20.
This is number 20.
I just checked.
Snap.
This is episode 20. So welcome to episode 20 of the Sons of Serizawa podcast. Joining me today is going to be at some point the full SOS crew. We're not all here right now, but the one of us that is missing, I think that's grammatically correct, will be coming in later. And it's not who you think it is, because joining me today, on time, I have David Hernandez, a.k.a. fucking Gorzard.
Actually, they knew that because he interrupted you earlier.
Well, you know what? Maybe they thought that it was Adam, and he had he was trying to do a Spanish accent. I don't know. Dave, say hi.
The internet bows to no man. Until now.
There you go. That's the shtick. Dave is here after a month-long absence. Adam is not here right now, but he will be coming in later, hopefully. That's what he told me was going to happen, so hopefully that will happen. Also joining me, of course, Dylan McCandless.
Hi.
And Andres Perez.
Rocket punch, mofos.
Yeah, that's their shtick.
I need a shtick.
Boys, it's been a while since we have had either the full crew or... are gonna have the full crew. We haven't, I believe the last episode of SOS that had the full crew was episode fucking 10, Horror of the Gargantuas. No, not episode 10, I'm sorry. I think it was episode 12.
Do you remember the title of episode 12, Bill?
Whichever Horror of the Gargantuas was, that was the last one where we had the full crew.
So like David just went off on a sabbatical journey of self-discovery and meditation.
Self-discovery, more like I got kidnapped into oppression.
Were you forced to make Pulgasari 2?
No. Now that would have been enjoyable, but no, I had to get yelled at by people.
Yes,
any more fights break out?
Bill, I can now confirm that episode 12 was indeed Horror of the Gargantuas.
The long heralded Horror of the Gargantuas was the last time we were all together. But I think the last video we were all in together was World War G
5.
5.
Yeah.
I have no mind for numbers.
The next one, the final one, will be number 6.
Right.
We're doing this Star Wars style. Until Disney buys the franchise, and then they'll make more.
Disney's Sons of Serizawa.
They'll make Disney Infinity cartoon versions of us for their video game.
Well, that's the way. That's how we fucking get SOS the motion picture made.
Through Disney.
Where we have Danny Trejo.
I know Danny Trejo can definitely be in a Disney movie. He was in the Muppets.
But we can't be edgy with
wanted.
Disney. We can't be edgy with Disney.
Sure we can.
Yeah, wait, what was the last thing? Oh, Gargoyles was edgy.
What's the edgy?
Gargoyles was made in the 90s.
Yeah, but it was Disney and edgy.
What's the edgiest thing Disney's done? Fucking Emperor's New Groove. We can't be edgy with Disney.
Emperor's New Groove. That had not Bruce Campbell. Patrick Warburton in it. Fuck you.
I'll tell you what the most edgy thing they've ever done, A Night on Bald Mountain.
Yeah, but that was in the fucking 40s.
But still, it's Disney, and they still use Chernobog to this day for their marketing.
I think that the Avengers has proven that, and Captain America 2 has proven that you can still do serious storytelling at Disney.
Wait, that reminds me. Did Captain America 2 had the Disney logo before the movie started?
No, but none of the Marvel movies do. But it had it at the end.
That's weird.
Are they gonna like?
Marvel
Are
movies don't do-
they just trying to hide the fact that Disney owns them? Like, would it be too distracting to hear da 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 da
No,
da?
I think it's more like Disney is good enough not to impose their image upon Marvel, a company that has existed for such a long time and has a long-standing
Disney is
image
a
of its own.
distributor. It's not released by Walt Disney Pictures. It's released by Paramount.
I'm pretty sure Disney doesn't even like put that much input into any of the projects. It's just like we
No, they just
own
get
you,
money on the back end.
we own you, give us our money, and we'll. Have
Well, they put money into it. They're part of the production, but they're not. They don't distribute it and they don't produce it. They're executive producers. Like I don't even think the head of Disney has his name on it, if I'm not mistaken.
I think what Disney does is just distribute them. That's it.
Yeah, so they're like the
I
Warner,
don't- but I
they're
don't
like
even
Warner
think
Brothers
it's
to
Paramount.
Godzilla.
But no, see, if we made the SOS movie through Disney, they would butcher it, man. They would make Adam take out his KKK scene. They would
Oh yeah, because that's gonna stay. Yeah.
they would replace all my black and Mexican jokes with anti-Semitic ones. It just wouldn't work.
Can you imagine we try to bring it to them? Just like, so this is our concept for the SOS movie. We have one of our protagonists at a KKK rally, and yes, you're supposed to sympathize with him and like him. One of them is also a internet pirate who pirates stuff that you've made. Again, you're also supposed to like him.
As well as others.
And then we've got this fat motherfucker with a backwards cap who just spouts profanity in every sentence.
Also, John Leguizamo's there.
And John Leguizamo was playing the most wholesome character in this fucking stock of characters.
I gotta ask, whose idea was it to make me Danny Trejo?
I think that was me.
Yeah, that was Dylan.
Wait, you didn't say. Wait, Dave, were you there when they did the original recording of the Q&A?
Yeah, but yeah, I couldn't. None of us could remember what he said, so I was just like, Danny
All right,
Trejo.
let's do a redo on this, Dave.
I said Denzel Washington.
Oh yeah.
But fucking black.
The man's a damn fine actor.
He could totally pass for a self-story.
No.
That is the greatest sponsorship I've ever heard for an actor. I want Denzel Washington. Why? He's a damn good actor.
Plus, Denzel Washington can tap into David's inner blackness.
Exactly.
Oh, right.
You see Training Day, right?
Wait a minute.
Do you think Denzel can fucking sympathize with the inner ghetto-ness of Dave's life?
What if we turn this into a plot point? What if Danny Trejo, every time he looked in the mirror, he saw himself as Denzel Washington?
Oh my god.
And he would have
What they twist?
and he would have conversations with himself, Willem Dafoe style.
It's like the Green Goblin. Yes, and he puts on like a Denzel Washington costume to go out and cause mayhem.
No, he's dressed as a pilot from the movie Flight.
No, he'd be dressed like he was in Training Day.
Oh yeah.
So you want Denzel? All right, I'll have to make a new SOS movie poster with Denzel Washington.
No, you see,
I'm fine with Danny Trejo now. I kind of made my peace with it.
Okay, all right.
Or you.
See, the way they pitched it to me was that you had said that in the previous
No.
recording.
There was
There
was another question that I remembered what he had said in the previous recording. For this one, we couldn't remember what he had said, and I just threw out Danny Trejo because it seemed to make sense.
You're a Machete fan. You'd fucking dig that.
Now, David.
What?
How did the main character met the children's mother?
Are we still talking about How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, because we didn't get to answer that question when we recorded it, Dave, because you weren't there.
None of us gave a fuck.
So please tell me, how did he meet their mother?
He met her at a wedding. And then, okay, the thing that pissed everyone off about the show is that for 9 seasons, for basically a whole decade, they build up to the character meeting up to the mother, and we're supposed to believe that they're, meant to be with each other, but at the end of the episode, they just flick her off by saying that she died of an illness with one single sentence. So that's like 9 seasons worth of building up and writing going down the drain with one single sentence. And then
the whole like top-notch storytelling right there, guys.
And then he hooks up with one of the main characters.
Ooh. Wouldn't it be amazing if they would have revealed? Wouldn't it be amazing if they revealed that character was gay and that he wasn't actually the father?
And
so
it's not.
So the character he winds up hooking up with is not the mother.
Yeah, it's not the mother.
So it's
he eventually meets the mother, but basically the whole reason for him telling his kids how he met the mother It's just to justify selling them that the friend, Robin, is worth, going out with again and again and again and again.
So it's not How I Met Your Mother, but How I Met Your potential new mother.
Basically How I Met Your Stepmother.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's more like Why You Should Let Me Date Again.
I guess that you know what though, Dave? I think I agree with you that is asinine, but I think it's kind of an interesting way to interpret the title. Because it's him trying to prove to them why they should see her as their mother. So How I Met Your Mother, proving thus why she is your mother. I mean, I think I agree with you that it's completely stupid, but it's kind of an interesting way to interpret the title.
Yeah, that's one way to interpret it. But me as a fan of How I Met Your Mother, what really kind of like pissed me off about the finale is the trickery, because not only does the whole purpose of the show is basically to tell the kids and the audience how these events lead up to him meeting the mother and leading up to possibly a happily ever after story, which was not the case. But they do some excellent writing with the characters. In the final season, the character Ted, the main character, he kind of goes through this personal phase where, he has to accept things the way they are. One of the main characters, Robin, which he ends up hooking up with at the end of the show, she gets married to Neil Patrick Harris. And Ted, he has he had a crush on her for the longest time. They dated a couple of times, but it never worked out. And all the characters tell him that, well, it's the way it is, so you got to accept it. And in the final season, he kind of accepts it. And I felt that was a terrific story arc to end his obsession with Robin. But they don't. They bring it back in the last 3 minutes. And so they basically say, oh, I didn't let it go.
So it felt kind of dishonest to you.
The entirety of this television program, however many seasons you said there were, however many episodes there are in a season, is all him telling a long-ass story to his children, correct?
Yeah.
So then all of the other stuff that happened in all of those episodes that didn't apply to him, that weren't actually about him meeting the mother, what is that, like side plots?
Yeah, side plots. Well, those were side plots that supposedly connected with the main plot.
Why would he?
So wait a minute, he literally?
Why would he go into such elaborate detail? He could have wrote a book series with all this crap. Like,
maybe he did, Dylan. Maybe he wrote a 50 Shades of Grey style romance story about him meeting these people's mother.
The whole point is for the father to convince his children that I guess Robin is a good character, and eventually they do say, yeah, go for it. We don't care. Mom's dead.
Yeah, fuck her on her grave, man. Fuck her right on her open grave. Spit on the corpse, why don't you? Okay, apparently Dylan is BRB. But I don't know. I never got into that show. The only reason I would have ever really considered watching it is for Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, same here.
That's actually the only reason I probably recommend it, because it's a funny show. It's a charming show. It's very witty. But Neil Patrick Harris just sells it because his character is so iconic.
Yeah.
And the thing I loved about what the writers did with that character, with Neil Patrick Harris's character, is that he too goes through a personal transformation. Because at the very beginning, through the first few seasons, he's a man whore, and eventually he kind of learns to give that life up and settle down with Robin. And then at the finale, they just jumble that away with them saying, oh, they got divorced. Just because, apparently Neil Patrick Harris's character is an alpha dog, and so is Robin, so they weren't compatible with each other, so they just automatically didn't make it work. They got divorced, and now Neil Patrick Harris is back to man-whoring, and he got a girl pregnant.
So wait, he's a werewolf?
No.
Man whore.
You said he's an alpha dog. I was like, so he's a werewolf now.
No,
no.
Alpha dog, like people who are trying to get in charge.
Wouldn't that be the greatest plot twist ever, though? Like, you go through 10 seasons of this fairly grounded and realistic show, and then at the end they reveal that the reason why these two characters can't be together is because one of them is a fucking werewolf.
Neil Patrick Werewolf.
Dave, tell me you wouldn't have liked the show better if that would have been what happened.
I remember when during that initial recording, I think one of us shared a video of someone's reaction to the series finale of How I Met Your Mother, and one of the guys was just sitting on the couch, and he just gets up and he's like, "This is bullshit. This is bullshit."
I imagine it would have been like John Cena from wrestling, just go, "No, no, no." That's I saw somebody do that with the ending of Time of the Doctor when Matt Smith was regenerating. They just had another like a window open of just John Cena going, "No, no, no."
Everywhere across the nation, fans were traumatized.
I just want to get a bunch of fucking like clips from different movies of characters reacting epically to something and just put it to Matt Smith regenerating.
You gotta include the classic Nancy Kerrigan. Why?
Darth Vader going, "No." But yeah. So to get a little bit back on track from Werewolves.
We were on a track.
We have a track.
Yeah. I was trying to get to a point that you guys completely derailed me off of, but that's okay.
You're welcome.
Because that led to a funny place. But so we are. The SOS has been a big chapter in my life, and I hope it's been a big chapter in your guys' life too. I know Andres has talked about how important this group is to him, and I feel that way as well. Really the thing that brought this group together was, of course, we're all big Godzilla fans, but more than that, we were Godzilla fans awaiting and, desperate for information and confirmation about the new movie and whether or not it was going to be awesome or be good at all. And, the video series that really started this group was the chat series that I did with David about the Legendary Pictures Godzilla movie. And Dave, I don't know if you've done it, but if you go back and listen to that and then compare it to what we got with, or what it looks like we're gonna get with the trailers, we were so fucking wrong. We're not even that, we kind of get the basic of, we got the basic gist down of what they were going for with a darker Godzilla and everything, but, it's just so bizarre to think that we knew that little about it back then, and then how much we know about it now. It's just weird.
Well, it's a testament about how early in the stages they were at development, and how little we knew about the project. All we knew is that they were going to go with a Toho Godzilla, gritty, realistic version. That's all we knew.
Right, exactly. And now we know. Now we've seen footage of Godzilla fighting other monsters in this continuity and everything, and it's just bizarre to think that we started out knowing that little, and it's just interesting to go back and listen to it.
Yeah. Before Mudil, before Bryan Cranston, before the reports of the Comic-Con teaser, before the confirmation.
That was even way before that too.
Yeah.
Before Edwards.
Before Ed.
No, he had been brought on as the director at that point.
Has he?
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, he had been.
I remember for the longest time, Adam had no faith in Garrett Edwards, much less for the entire project. Because he didn't think that Garrett Edwards would probably do justice to the character. And I remember at one point he got so pissed off that they added this particular writer to do a polish called Drew Pierce, who was just supposed to do a little polish on the characters. He got so pissed off about the Iron Man 3 writer doing Godzilla that he thought that they were going to go with a Marvel-style film. And
didn't he have that when they said that the guy who's going to do who did the cinematography was the guy who shot Avengers?
Oh, he didn't know that up to that point. I don't think he knew that until a few months ago. The writer was
I thought. Yeah.
The writer was before the cinematographer. But anyways, it kind of got up to the point where I started getting pissed about it and told him to shut up by telling him, "Did you know that the writers of The Godfather wrote Superman?" And he was like, "No." That basically shut him up.
If you're listening to this, Adam, in the future, yeah, how's that? F you.
How about that?
Take that.
You like that?
How do you like them apples?
I like them cheese and crackers.
Look at that shit.
I don't like the sound of them apples, Will. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh, Dylan, I showed you that, right? The fucking Ben Affleck and Matt Damon clip?
Yeah, you did.
I don't like the sound of them apples, Will. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Jackie? Yeah!
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Oh dear. No, but just it's bizarre that we're this close, and it is the most important thing in terms of this group being together and this group of friends being together and the community we have built around this group and around our podcasting work and everything. So the fact that the movie's almost here, I mean, it's just like it's such a weird notion. Like we no longer have that thing of like we were brought together by the hope that this movie was going to be good, and now it's like, you know, we were brought together by that, and now we live in a world where the movie has come out. God, I hope it doesn't suck, because that would really just put a whole. I mean, we may not be able to do this show anymore. I'd be like, fuck you guys.
It's like the show, the movie that created this community, friendship, series, shows, is the one thing that's going to ruin it all.
like that Doctor Who episode where everyone was brought together by their interest in the Doctor, and all of a sudden it all fell apart with that one alien that ate them all.
Oh yeah. Can I point this out? Everyone in this call at this exact moment is now a Doctor Who fan.
Wait, Andres too?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last episode I saw was the one where the Doctor goes face to face with Satan.
I remember when I was the only one.
Yeah.
And like a cancer, we have infested them.
No, you weren't when this podcast had started. I was already a Who fan.
Now we're all going to gang up on Adam, and we're going to go, exterminate.
Yeah. Take down the Enterprise. No,
A lot of Adam hate when he's not here.
So bad.
He does enough hating most of the time. It's about time he gets something in return.
Kind of like
you know, we do a lot of Bill hating on Shoewatch. You guys do a lot of Andres hating on DFOS.
That's okay. Yeah, we do.
You guys bring me up like every half hour.
A little bit of David hating on it, DFOS every now and then too. Just every now and then. Every now and then, Dylan will drop a David joke.
On DFOS, we hate everyone equally.
That's true. It's true. We're against racism, but we're pro hate.
Where's the hate, boys and girls?
I think that was something House said once on House. He said, "I hate everybody. I despise everybody equally. There is no.
You guys.
There's no segregation in my hatred."
Adam's here.
Adam is here.
I am adding him. I am adding him now.
Everybody. Hang on, wait.
Everybody drop.
Everybody hang on your butts.
Everybody drop the Adam jokes.
Shit, he's here. Everybody stop talking shit about him. Oh, hey, Adam!
Hey!
Hi.
Buddy.
Hey, guys.
Andre. That was priceless.
Sorry, I had no idea what you just said.
Everybody look at him. Look at him and laugh at him.
That was pretty intense.
This is a pretty intense laugh. What's going on, man? Adam is here, everybody. Adam, say hi to the people.
Hello, insects of YouTube.
What's going on? What's up with the monotone?
That's not monotone. That's his regular voice.
You just feeling like Ben Stein today, or what's going on?
That movie was really depressing.
You gonna sell me some eye care medication?
What?
No. Remember
it was Ben Stein. He sells eye drops.
Clear eyes.
Wow.
Clear eyes.
Bueller.
Using a beach ball as an allegory for my eye.
Anybody? I was in The Mask.
Yeah, he was in The Mask.
I was also in Casper.
He was also, Ben Stein's been in fucking everything.
Our Ben Stein impression.
Mask.
Andres, our Ben Stein impressions sound like Guru from DBZ Abridged. Nail.
I drank it all!
Choke on that!
Bueller.
Should have done that at some point. See, in the live-action DBZ movie, Ben Stein should be cast as Guru.
I would pay big bucks to see that.
Ben Stein is Lord Guru.
So he calls himself God, eh? Pretentious
prick.
No!
Yes, Lord Guru. From this point on, I would like to be called Super Kami. Oh, yes, Super Kami. No, wait. Super Kami Guru. Can I just call you Guru for short? Super Kami Guru accepts this. Oh, boy.
And now that we've alienated Adam.
The rest of this episode.
What?
Vegeta, it's a Pokemon.
I'm gonna catch it.
Oh,
What are you guys talking about?
You have to damage it first.
Oh, I forgot, Vegeta.
Oh, God. The fuck were we talking about?
Yeah.
The fact that Adam was
Oh,
here, and
so-
Godzilla 2014 is almost upon us.
Oh,
And
right.
that's
That's what
it's gonna destroy our friendship.
I gotta say though, because we went to see Heaven is for Real and it's all about God and stuff like that. And I personally really enjoyed the movie, but it's really kind of sad in a good way though. But on the way out, the freaking Godzilla poster is lit up in the back room, right in the center of the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like this music playing. And I'm like, it's calling me.
You just start floating towards it.
No, it's like that. It's like that Mufasa scene from The Lion King. Adam, remember who you are.
There was never any doubt, Mufasa. I always knew who I was. But don't forget it.
I'll try not to.
I was once Darth Vader.
There is another.
Wait, what?
What?
There will come a time when the gold loses its luster.
Soon
other
they
words,
will join you in the sun.
In other words, the gist of the speech is, Simba, never get dementia.
Never get dementia. Oh, God.
I will
And
cease.
don't be in Conan 2.
Simba, never, ever get to the point in your career where you have to do stupid cell phone commercials with Malcolm McDowell.
Even
Never.
though they are awesome. Simba,
yeah.
you and Anna are now friends.
So, Bill.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Well, Andres, did you have that in the news thing?
No, I did not.
All right, so I guess we can talk about it now. Yeah, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes came out, or the trailer did.
What'd you think, Bill?
I really enjoyed it. I know you had a very strong reaction to it. I really enjoyed it. It was kind of... they did everything I thought they would do, and they showed us as little as as I knew they would. Because if you think back to the first full trailer for Rise, they were very, very cryptic about what exactly the story was going to be and how exactly everything would play out. And I still feel like we don't really know what the gist of this movie is and kind of where everything plays. You know what I mean? Like, I still feel like where the universe has gone in these 8 years is still kind of a secret, or at least not fully explained. But what I expected was a darker remake of Battle for the Planet of the Apes, and
Me too.
that's pretty much exactly what it looks like.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It's the exact same story, though, dude.
No.
No, it's almost the
Battle
exact
for
same
the
fucking
Battle
plot.
for the Planet of the Apes does not have somebody from Culp going, or for the people that worship the bomb, going to Ape City, and then suddenly that person being, oh, look, the apes are actually really good. God, humans suck. And then turning on the humans. No. That doesn't happen to Battle for the Planet of the Apes.
That's what the black dude was.
No, the black dude was always with the apes.
Yeah,
Right
but
from the
it's still
get-go,
kind
he
of
was
the
always
same
with the
thing.
apes.
Yeah, but it's still like it's still the same kind of like
No, it's not.
The apes are still peaceful in that movie, and the humans are still. But the whole premise of the apes living separate from the humans and then being driven into war is still the background story.
I think
Well, that's still a backstory, and I need to say this before I forget it because you brought up the black guy. he's also trying to tell Caesar to let the humans go. He's not siding with Caesar, actually. He's actually supporting the humans, not cult, but the humans in this one, saying, no, we need to live as equals. That's not in that, he's not even with Caesar. In this one, this guy is clearly siding with Caesar, though I do have to say I love that image of him and Caesar knocking heads, just like him and Franco did in the previous film. That one, I actually did like that, but...
That was cool. Well, but the other scene that I thought really harkened back to Battle was when Caesar's watching him and James Franco interact on the video camera.
Mm-hmm.
I was very
really
much
cool. That was really
yeah.
cool.
I was reminded of Caesar going into the vault and watching or listening rather to his parents speak.
I love that scene, actually.
I do too. I think it's going to be
something. Yeah, I actually, as much as I hate Battle for the Planet, I'm sorry, I'm eating. I'm really sorry.
That's okay.
As much as I hate Battle for the Planet, I don't even hate Battle for the Planet of the Apes, because I can at least sit there and be like, this is kind of fun. It's stupid, but it's kind of fun.
Well, it's just poorly made is the biggest problem with it. I mean...
Well, I admire J. Lee Thompson, the director, for at least pulling off what he did with the minuscule budget that he had.
Right.
But,
I mean, it was like a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah, that's really what it should have been. But
I mean, absolutely. Was that before or after the show had happened?
That was before.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, there are some scenes in Battle for the Planet of the Apes that I absolutely love. Like I love the scene when Aldo and Caesar square off on the tree. I love that scene.
Well, yeah. Well, you know who I think they're going to replace with Aldo in this continuity in terms of filling that same character role? Is the other chimpanzee who's at the end of Rise?
Is it the one with the scars on his face?
I think his name is Kobu.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a cut scene that was supposed to be at the end credits of Rise where he picks up a shotgun and shoots it at the camera. And he's in the trailer. What was that?
Why did they cut that out?
I have no idea. Well, I don't know why, but I think the idea was that they had already done the horses, so they didn't want to kind of give them both. And I don't know. I have no idea why, but that's what my theory was. But I have a feeling that he's going to be the more war-hungry character who's trying to egg Caesar on or even go against Caesar in this movie. Though I'm still hoping for...
Here's what I really hope is they're going to do something like that. And Bill, I actually think they are going to do something like that too.
I imagine so.
I hope that he doesn't go completely against Caesar. I hope that he actually believes in Caesar's message. He just doesn't believe in Caesar's methods.
I imagine so.
Because
so
Aldo just hates Caesar. I mean,
well, I also think that Kobu would be the one, and this is just based on the little screen time he does have in that first movie, and mainly basing it on when he takes revenge on
Oh fuck it! I know exactly what's going to happen.
What's
going to happen. What's going to happen is basically Beneath the Planet of the Apes happens because clearly they make reference to Taylor in Rise of the Planet of the Apes where the ship goes missing.
Yeah, the Icarus goes missing, yeah.
Planet of the Apes happens, and then Aldo, General Ursus winds up getting into that ship, traveling back in time, and he gets thrown into this universe. He's like, dude, what the fuck's going on? And then he kills Caesar, kills, everybody, and then he just takes over. That's what's going to happen.
That would be badass, and he's done in the same special effects as he was back in the fucking 70s.
Yeah, he has to look the same, of course.
Right, exactly, and they resurrect that actor from the dead and have him play the zombie version. Yes.
Imagine if Orson Welles wound up playing him.
Oh god, that would have been badass.
Orson Welles was originally casted to be Ursus.
He was. The other thing I was reminded of from Battle with this trailer was the shot of an orangutan writing the law of the apes on the wall.
Ah, I love that shot.
I was reminded of that scene from the opening of Battle where Aldo rides into the classroom where the humans and apes are together learning. I guess they're learning English, and he disrupts the whole lesson. Oh, well, it was a human teaching that lesson, but I think they've pretty much cemented that the lawgiver is going to be involved in this in some way.
Well, you keep saying Maurice, and I know that's Maurice.
Well, is that supposed to be Maurice?
I think that's supposed to be Maurice.
Mm-hmm. I
Because I also always thought.
That would make sense because in the last movie you kind of get the idea that Maurice is like Caesar's right-hand man. So if he's the one that takes over and becomes the lawgiver afterwards,
I think it would make a lot of sense. And I always thought that gorilla that winds up dying in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I was having high hopes that he lived because I was like, oh, please be Aldo.
I thought he was Aldo, but then they said he was Buck and they killed him, and I was like, I guess he's not Aldo. They don't show. Do they show any gorillas in this trailer?
I didn't see any.
I didn't notice any, but I know they're there.
I assume they're.
I just saw chimps and the one orangutan from the last movie.
Because all the warriors I saw were chimps, so I was like, it doesn't look like they're really going to have that class divide yet, or at least they haven't constructed it yet.
No, they still really didn't have that class divide. It was starting in Battle for the Planet of the Apes, but what was there was more of what was already created by the humans previously with the clothing.
Right.
Which I gotta say, what I love about Conquest for the Planet of the Apes the most is how faithful it is in setting up what's going to come. Because they had like chimpanzees wearing green, the orangutans wearing orange, and the gorillas were wearing red, but red can be turned into purple. And another thing that I just have to applaud J. Lee Thompson for doing is making such a low-budget movie look like a huge epic revolution.
Yeah, he definitely did.
And I also and this is going to be the last thing I say about this, and then I'm going to shut up for a while, is I just want to get this off my chest. What I like about Conquest for the Planet of the Apes more than Rise of the Planet of the Apes is that Conquest, you felt the weight of this revolution. You felt like, holy shit, this is really bad. While in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, it just felt like, oh, what the fuck? Why are all these apes running around?
Well, I think part of the
build-up to
the
it
difference is I think that part of the difference is in Conquest we have the apes as like slaves. So like there's this reaction that you have while you're watching it because they're slaves. But when you watch Rise, it's like, oh, they're zoo animals. Okay, I'm fine with that.
It's a different kind of slavery, yeah.
Right.
But it's one that we're fine with.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm completely.
Yeah.
I love the new Planet of the Apes continuity. I love it. Don't think I don't. As much as I'm complaining about it, and I'm still going to see this movie, and I'm still going to support it. Don't think I'm not. And I also want to say this about the trailer. Thank you for keeping the fucking camera steady.
It looks gorgeous.
Oh, yeah,
it does look gorgeous.
I love that shot at the end of the ape crawling along the flagpole as the army's moving in.
Yeah.
You know what that shot reminds me of?
What?
There's this shot in many history books of a Russian hanging a Soviet flag down over the destroyed German Parliament building or whatever it was called. I forgot what it was called. The Reichstag.
Right. Yeah.
It looks just like that.
It does. I didn't put that connection together when I watched it, but now that you mention it, it does kind of remind me of that. My only concern with Dawn really is that I'm still worried that they're just not going to take it far enough with the universe. I can't possibly imagine that they're going to keep this franchise going for more than 10 years.
Me neither.
And especially with how long it takes to make one. Because as you get further and further away from the human civilization, they take longer to make because of the complexity of the motion capture.
Yeah.
So that's why this movie took...
I also need to say, the Planet of the Apes movies need to get more rep for their special effects. Because this was the first time that they ever did motion capture outside.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
It does. It looks so good. Weta Workshop knows what the fuck they're doing.
It looks gorgeous. And I'm worried that they're just gonna. See, I don't know, because Adam, I know you shared this problem with me. I felt like Rise didn't take it far enough. Like they just end with the apes getting out of captivity, and then they're just off in the woods. And the only thing that really supports it is the virus happening. Well, but now we know that didn't even go as far as we thought it did with all of the people dying, which I suppose makes sense.
I think
you're not going to wipe out the entire population with a virus. But Dylan, go ahead.
I think the reason they really couldn't take it as far as they probably should have is because they had to spend so much time building it up. through the
Yeah,
first
they
half.
do spend a lot of time
Me too,
building
I
up.
agree.
Because the thing about
I agree with Dylan.
the thing about Conquest of the Planet of the Apes is that you had the previous movies that were building it up. With
Right.
Rise being the first of this new continuity, they had to build up. They had to explain why the apes were talking in this continuity. They had to give you all this backstory about Caesar and his mother and John Lithgow and all that stuff.
Right.
They had to do all this build up before they could even get to the Revolution. That by the time it came to the Revolution, they could have made a 3-4 hour movie out of this thing. If
You
they
could have
really
made a
pushed
full
it.
movie out of the
Glad we
Revolution.
sat through.
like.
And here's something else that I want to say too, is I know they have stuff like that in there, Bill. I know that they had stuff like that in the script. I know that they had stuff like that filmed, but it was cut out of the film. And I really want to see a director's cut released. I really want not a director's cut, sorry, because apparently the theatrical cut is the director's cut. I want to see an extended cut with all that footage added back in.
I don't know if I was talking to you about this or somebody else, but clearly there is a subplot cut out of Rise where Caesar
is it the one with Caesar and his love interest?
Yeah, I mean, there's a shot in the second trailer of Caesar doing that to an ape, and it's clearly supposed to be that. And they set it up in the movie with Cornelia, that shimp who they have a whole like little segment devoted
Which
to.
is
Where it's like,
such a nice reference.
Love her name.
Oh yeah, it was a great reference. And she's clearly in this movie, because Caesar's got a kid in the movie. So I imagine
As long
he's
as
not as cute as Sunbears though.
as long as at the end of the movie he
This
doesn't.
is undisputably true.
I'll be fine as long as she doesn't die in the movie, and then at the end the baby's like, "Mama, Mama."
Oh, if they did with that, that'd be badass.
It would, but it would be very unsettling, as was the original.
Well, here's the thing that I love and admire about all the original Planet of the Apes movies, except for Battle. The original movies never, ever ended happy.
No.
No.
Well, I guess you can kind of say Conquest, the theatrical cut did, but if you watch the...
No, the director's cut.
Oh, my God.
The director's cut was like, everybody is gonna die!
Finish them. Kill them all.
If you watch the theatrical cut, it's so awkward because they cut to nothing but close-ups of Caesar's eyes, so that way that you don't have to worry about the mouth matching up.
It doesn't match at all.
No, so it's fucking weird.
Didn't they
But
completely
granted,
insert?
There is one line in that final speech that I do miss, and that is, "Tonight we have seen the birth of the Planet of the Apes." I love that line. I always remembered that line when I was a kid.
Probably like one of the best instances of a title drop.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
If it was a true title drop, he would have had to say, "Tonight we have witnessed the conquest of the Planet of the Apes."
Oh, God, I hope Caesar says that at the end of this movie. This is the dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That's a really dumb name. Fuck you! Shut up, lawgiver! Nobody gives a fuck about your opinion.
This is the escape from the battle for the conquest of the beneath the Planet of the Apes.
That is rising to the with the dawn that is rising.
With the dawn that is rising.
Oh,
No, that title's
right?
badass.
Oh, and it's got Gordon in it. My God.
Yeah, what happened to him? Did Gotham City just turn to shit because of the virus?
I guess so. Here's my question. And
Right. Sorry, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know if they've ever confirmed this. Are they going full mutant with the humans in this continuity?
I don't know. They have the perfect
It doesn't look like
opportunity
it.
to.
Unless it's like a big twist, like near the third act.
in battle, the humans hadn't become fully like mutated yet. They were still like they were in sort of like a between form of like human and what you saw in Beneath. So if
they all like turned into Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
I don't care how many times people complain about Beneath the Planet of the Apes. I fucking love Beneath the Planet of the Apes, but
It's still my second favorite.
Beneath the Planet.
Yeah.
I love just because of that ending, that final act.
No, just for fucking Ursus, dude.
That too. I love Ursus.
Because of Ursus.
It bleeds.
I love
the
it.
lawgiver bleeds.
I love it for those rubber monkey masks during the speech.
Gotta love it for the guy who's not Roddy McDowall playing Cornelius. Never realized it until I watched the documentary.
Me
on
either.
it,
And I was like, oh shit, it's not. Now that completely ruins that scene for me because I know it's not Roddy McDowall.
I know it's
He does a great McDowell impression. I gotta say.
He does. That's why I was so pissed.
He fooled me for years. Who was it?
Right.
Who was it anyway?
It was a stage actor. It was like some guy that had just randomly pulled off of Broadway. Literally, that's what I think
They just kidnapped him, put him in a dark van,
Well,
put on this monkey mask.
Oh, yeah.
Of the apes.
They cornered him after the end of the show. Hey, you sound a little bit like Roddy McDowell, and then they chloroformed him.
Well, thank you, sir.
And the next time he woke up, he was a chimp. And when he woke up, he was a chimp.
Kind of like that episode.
It was like Taylor in the first movie. He woke up and he was being surgically operated on by John Chambers.
It's like I just want to get that image. Oh, that image is so funny. Anyway,
They keep calling him Bright Eyes and shit.
I was more thinking of it's kind of just reminiscent of that episode from Star Trek TNG where who's the psychologist again? Why am I blanking on her name?
Donna Troy?
Yeah, thank you.
No, isn't she the ambassador?
No, Troy. Where Troy wakes up as a Romulan and she's like panicking. Then you're like, oh yeah, that's right. We're on a top secret mission. Anyways,
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot I am on the mission.
Oh yeah, I'm undercover. That's right. I'm not really a Romulan. Big shock.
Anyways,
so it's just like, remember who you are.
Can you imagine just kidnapping that guy?
and this conversation just
making
went
him
full
film the
circle.
movie. And at the end of every day, to get the makeup off, they would just spray him with a hose, and he'd be like, "It's a madhouse." Madhouse.
That's one of my favorites.
That's only really had the shot for like a couple days. I mean, his scene's not very long. And once they're out of the movie, they're out of the movie.
I want to say that "It's a Madhouse" is one of my favorite scenes in that movie.
Well, it's like the first time Taylor directly talks to an ape, and it just hits you so hard. Because you gotta put it in their shoes. Like, imagine if just a fucking, like, a bear starts yelling that at you.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you just,
and then
imagine,
I love it how
a bear that's above your bed just started screaming that at you. Like, wouldn't you just hear
getting sprayed? This is what I also love just about the screenplay and just the writing of the movie in general, is that you discover that person who's running it, or who's basically taking care of all the humans in there, his name is Julius, the gorilla named Julius. And the first thing Heston says to him is, after getting sprayed by the hose, he starts walking forward and he says, "Julius."
Right.
And, of course, Julius then freaks out and sprays him again, and he screams, "I said shut up!" This is making me want to watch these movies again.
I want to watch the first one again. It's been a while.
I want to watch them all again. Now I just
And the best part about it is, it's not just his first line to an ape. It's one of those awesome Chuck Heston lines.
Right.
Top of his lungs, dramatic. It's a madhouse.
Yes, you.
It's really actually a perfect coincidence, because he was actually getting over a flu, and so his voice was extremely hoarse anyways. And so when he does the scene where he gets strung up and he says, "Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape," it just added so much more to his performance. First off, one of the most powerful, epic moments in cinema history.
I bet it would.
And also the birth to one of the greatest running jokes of all time.
I bet it would be. I bet it would still work just on an emotional level, not from a plot level, because it would make no sense if you took that scene and dubbed over "It's a Madhouse" with any other dramatic Chuck Heston line. You would get the same emotional effect. Like, you just go in there, he's getting sprayed with this hose, and he's like, "It's people! Soylent Green is people!
Straight out of people!
We gotta stop them!"
Let's go. Anyways,
it's Doomsday.
The fucking ending. First off, I admit it, that is like the mother of all FU endings. That was the birth of the FU ending, okay?
Literally blew up.
Fuck Shakespeare, we're literally gonna kill everybody.
Literally blew up the planet.
They literally blew up the planet. And I just love how nonchalantly they kill off everybody.
Right. Supposedly.
Just because you see Nova get shot, right?
Wait, do you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You see Nova get shot. Heston's really sad about this. And that, first off, I just love, I think her name, I forgot her name. I want to say it's Linda Harris, but I don't think it is. Something Harris.
Linda Harrison is her name?
Harrison? Okay, yeah. I love her performance as Nova in that one. I actually like her performance better in Beneath the Planet of the Apes than in Planet of the Apes, because there's that great line where first off, two extremely attractive, sweaty men are beating each other up in a cage.
Adam.
Of course.
Oh,
And-
was it a sailor outfit and shit?
Yeah, and anyways, first off, I totally take James Franciscus in a nutshell. But anyways,
Jesus.
but
Oh,
it's like you see Nova staring, and then she says, very broken, but she says it. She goes, Taylor.
Right.
And the look on her face is just so amazing. I love her performance. It gives me shivers. And then she gets shot, and then the mother of all people to get shot is frickin' Brent.
Oh, Brent, he's fucking obliterated. He's like
Oh my
that
God.
guy in RoboCop when he gets shot by Ed 209, just like
And
fucking
it's
body
gory.
blowing up.
That movie's wicked gory too, if you look at it for 71. I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
and and then freaking General Ursus just gets like nonchalantly shot, and he falls off a cliff or whatever the fuck that small little balcony was, and you have the bomb in the background. First off, and there's a lot more religious symbolism in this movie than I realized, because I watched this video on YouTube where it's called Symbolism in Beneath the Planet of the Apes, and there is a significant amount in there. I'm almost looking at the movie in a slightly new light, and I almost like it a bit more now. I mean, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, as much as I love that twist ending on Planet of the Apes, I almost like the ending for Beneath the Planet of the Apes more.
Well, with Beneath, you don't have the whole thing of, like, if the twist gets spoiled, then that's it. With Beneath, it's an impact of all these characters you like dying at the same time every time.
Yeah, it's interesting because me and Bill actually had a conversation about this the other night. The problem with the twist ending at the end is that even though it's still dramatically wonderful every time you watch it, it loses a little bit of its oomph after the first time, because obviously you're not surprised anymore.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember the first time watching it and being completely shocked. I do remember as a kid being completely shocked.
But then some of the other endings, like for instance, Beneath and I have this in space.
The mother of all is Escape.
Love the ending in Escape, but with Beneath,
Wait, which
you don't really...
one where?
There's also a twist ending, strangely enough, but it's not the same kind of twist ending.
Well, no. Which ending? The one where Cornelius and Zira die, or the one with the baby going mama?
No, the one with the baby going
one where
mama.
you find out that not only is the baby alive, but it's that baby, because at the time you think that they have their baby with them.
Oh yeah, I did love that, and first off, I just love how human Ricardo Montalban is, just how.
Right.
Yeah, just like your mother and father. I love that line. I was like, oh my god, no, they didn't. And then the baby goes, mama. And I was like, yes!
But yeah, with those endings, it doesn't, well, I guess in Escape's case it does kind of, but it still works for me just because of how freaking creepy it is. But it doesn't rely as much on surprise, and so it doesn't really lose as much of its impact on repeat viewings, Beneath, in terms of the ending.
Also, the ape saying "Mama" will always creep me out. And then there was just silent credits playing with that sound in your
the
ears.
end credits for. I remember when I first watched Beneath the Planet of the Apes when AMC was running like the 35th anniversary of something and was running them like 24/7, all five.
Channel of the Apes.
Yeah, Channel of the Apes. And I remember seeing that ending, and I don't know. I was over at my Aunt Ree's house, and we got done eating, and I had no intentions of paying attention to what my parents and them were talking about. I didn't give two shits, so I went in and started watching Beneath the Planet of the Apes, and seeing that ending for the first time, and just staring at the screen as the end credits were rolling, because the end credits on Beneath are silent.
Yeah, as they are every time.
I think they just about are every single time.
My favorite will always be the original with the waves crashing, though. That's just always so haunting, just like because I've been on. When I went to Virginia Beach last year, I would take in a very cliched way, take long walks on the beach. And I would walk through the water and just listen to podcasts, and then every now and then I would turn them off and just listen to the waves crashing. And it's very, very, like, eerie. Like, first it's obviously very, very rhythmic and kind of harmonious, but then it gets eerie because you feel so alone.
Well,
with
I
just that
think I
water
almost
crash
think
and no other sound, just.
I know, and it is a very psychological thing, and I think that's another reason why the waves work so well with the end credits on Planet of the Apes, because for me, when I hear waves, I think it's very peaceful, and it just so off balances that ending to the point where you feel very unnerved. For me, anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel very unnerved, and I just want to say, the performance by Kim Hunter and Roddy McDowall in Escape from the Planet of the Apes, especially the ending where they finally die. I mean, first off, they're both shot. Frickin' Cornelius falls off of that balcony and falls
after spitting up blood.
I know, and you just see Zira crying, and she's just crawling over to him, and all she does is just cuddle up next to him as they lay there and die. And God, none of those movies end happily. None of those movies end happily.
No,
they're the good ones.
Well, even Battle does that. Well, Battle, it's up to interpretation, because depending on how you look at.
I personally think that they wanted to end it on a happy note.
Right.
I personally think that's a happy.
You can also interpret it as Caesar crying because he didn't want it to end this way. He wanted apes to be, stronger than humans.
Let me tell you, the original Paul Dane script for Battle for the Planet of the Apes,
it was supposed to be completely different. Yeah.
Oh my fucking God! He cut out all the humans' vocal cords, and he's like a complete ruthless dick. And I was like,
I have a feeling they're going to take this Caesar in a similar direction to that, as opposed to they did in the original. Just because now we have that context of not a lot of people like Battle. For partially that reason, because the original script sounds more interesting, and because it's more historically in line with Caesar's namesake.
Oh, did you check out Paul Dane's script? Not Paul Dane, somebody else's script for the original Planet of the Humans.
That was supposed to be the second one, right?
Yeah, where it's really interesting. Taylor winds up training humans.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the ending is like a circus, and there's an orangutan, and that was the ending for Planet of the Humans. There is an orangutan in a cage, and they're poking him, saying, "Say your name," and he turns and says, "Zaius."
Yeah, I have heard of that. Did you see the? I'm sure you have, because I think we saw the same documentary.
Oh, the makeup for the half human, half orangutan.
The ape-human hybrid.
That was so creepy.
Oh, so creepy.
That was so creepy. That like legitly unnerved me, because I was sitting there and I'm like, and they played creepy music over it, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, no, what it was even creepier about it was just dead silence, and you're just looking at this kid in this makeup, just staring at the camera, and you're just like, oh my God. I want to know where it fit into the story, though.
Yeah, I want to know how that would happen. Like, how would they?
Me neither. It wouldn't happen. At that time, we didn't.
Well, it wouldn't happen, but
At that time in history, we didn't know that would happen. In fact, Russia was experimenting with that.
Yeah, even off. Yeah.
I thank you, Monster Quest, but.
One of the best episodes, dude.
I know, I love that episode. But
even off, dude.
But man, that was.
They show a clip of apes in that too, where they say this is what I wonder what an ape-human hybrid would look like, and they just cut to I think it's the ending of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
I remember the very first image I ever had in my head of Planet of the Apes. This is before I ever became a fan of the franchise and had watched Channel of the Apes and they played all the movies. Was I was watching Sci-Fi Channel. And they were playing the old TV show, the Planet of the Apes TV show, which is fucking horrible. But
oh god,
not gonna deny that.
And
just watch Land of the Lost instead.
Right, watch Land of the Lost. It's the same fucking show.
No, what are you crazy? Watch Time of the Apes.
Oh.
No, but there's a scene in
Godzilla.
There's a scene in the last fucking
Yeah, if you want to see a version of Planet of the Apes that more closely mimics the original novel, where the apes were like technologically advanced and shit, watch Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
That's true, where they build cyborgs. Oh my God, dudes! Imagine they cross over the Godzilla 2014 universe with the current Planet of the Apes universe.
Wait a minute. Aren't the spacemen from the third planet from the black hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The apes become so smart that they invent...
What if they're actually from Earth and our sun has turned into a black hole?
Oh my god.
And they build Godzilla to conquer modern-day Earth.
Yeah, they're from the future.
Somebody call IDW and let's get this shit made.
Let's get this made.
They're like the Futurians, but with a much better backstory.
Yes.
And their methods make sense.
They have much clearer motivations. If they kill the humans, they won't be ensuring their own non-existence.
Right. Did they ever? No, I guess they wouldn't have to because they're not from Japan. I was just gonna say that they didn't consider maybe killing their own ancestors. Well, what if let's say for the sake of argument, and I know this wouldn't have happened, but imagine for the sake of argument that one of their ancestors was being a tourist in Japan, and got killed in one of King Ghidorah's attacks.
Yeah, how do they know that they don't?
They'd be fucked.
How do they know that they don't have some Asian in their background, like buried so deep that it doesn't even show anymore?
Let's see, 200 years in the future.
Granted that the science behind this is completely fuced up, but first, if you believe in the wormhole theory as I do, then if their relative got killed in this continuity, then they'd still be alive. But Jesus Christ, that whole Planet of the Apes thing actually. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla thing, actually, I kind of want to write this.
Let's do it. No, I still want to see King Kong in the Planet of the Apes.
Well, somebody made this completely epic fanfic that I completely fell in love with.
Bill, when I was a child, I used to do that in toy form all the time. Because my idea was that like the apes would throw humans into like a coliseum and King Kong would be in there.
Oh, Jesus. I want to get some of the NECA Planet of the Apes toys. They put out this badass Ursus bust that I want to get my hands on.
Ursus bust. First off, I love that scene. Ursus screams, "No prisoners! No prisoners!" And then they just all charge down and just slaughter everybody. I love that scene. I also love the scene where Ursus climbs up on Caesar's chair and they're like, "That's Caesar's chair!" And he's like, "Caesar is not here."
No, you mean Aldo.
Hey, you said Ursus.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I was like, wait, are you talking about Battle or Beneath? I was going to say, my favorite Ursus scene, and I mean this completely sarcastically, is when him and Zaius are in the sauna.
Fucking Christ.
And you just see them with these detailed faces, with these giant fucking gorilla like these giant hairy fucking like cliched like King Brothers gorilla.
It's horrible because the dialogue is so intense.
Oh, it's a great scene dialogue-wise, but Jesus Christ.
I know what they're going for. They're trying to do like a Julius Caesar type thing where like the leaders are like sitting in a spa like having a conversation about what they're going to do. Like I get what they're trying to do.
Very Caligula-esque. Like you cut over, there's an ape orgy going on.
Somebody called a cinema snob.
That's the wrong McDowell.
It's still a good scene, but it's just so bizarre to see fucking Ursus with this giant fucking body with this tiny head. Just like, so yes, Dr. Zaius, we are going to kill He-Man.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, are you doing Ursus or are you doing
Skeletor? Ursus.
We are going to kill He-Man. What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about, sir? With all due respect, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you see, Dr. Zaius, we have found a gateway between this world and another, called Eternia, and we found a strange man who had a skull for a head, ranting about killing a man, ironically named He-Man, and we killed him because he was crazy and very, very flamboyant, and we feasted on his flesh, what little of it there was.
I just got this great image in my head where Caligula shows up on the set, and they're like, "No, we wanted the other McDowell." Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh my God, that would work. Oh, that's awesome.
Because Caligula was played by the other McDowell. What's his first name? I can never remember his first name. Malcolm. Yes, Malcolm. In the movie.
Oh yeah, it was Ian. It was Malcolm McDowell. But he's going to be in the new Star Wars.
Is he?
He is.
Oh, please.
Oh yeah, the recent cast was announced.
I hope he plays Soren. I really hope he plays Soren.
You know who would make a great Star Wars or Star Trek villain at some point? And maybe it's already been done. Terrence Stamp.
Oh God, yeah.
I have no idea who that is.
I don't think he's. He played General Zod in the original Superman series.
He's done other stuff since then, but he.
Oh,
he
you
has,
mean the movies?
Yeah.
Oh, I love him. I love his
He's
performance
awesome.
in those.
I don't think he's been in either Trek or Wars.
I don't know. Terrence Stamp. What has Terrence Stamp done since Superman, other than get smart in Haunted Mansion?
And Smallville.
Terrence Stamp was actually in Star Wars. He was in the Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah.
Who's his play though?
He played the Chancellor that was in office right before Palpatine.
Oh, that's right. He was in Star Wars.
So in a way, he was kind of like a villain. He was a politician.
But he was the good politician. He was the politician people looked back on during the Imperial days and said, "You remember those days?"
No, but he was weak because they let some fucking trade federation take over one of their high planets. So no, he wasn't a great politician.
They were concerned that the Trade
That's
Federation.
the reason why the evil guy got in power.
They were concerned that the Trade Federation was harboring weapons of mass destruction.
Meaning droidicas.
And then they built a Death Star.
Who would ever be afraid of a battle droid? Who would ever be afraid of a battle droid? They're idiots.
Yeah, like if
no. Here's the thing you fear about battle droids. There's so many of them.
Yeah, they're mass produced.
I guess.
And when you get the more badass versions of them, like the super battle droids and the droidicas, that's when the fear really starts. The other ones are just
I also want to say the regular droids, the duck-faced droids, as I like to call them. The thing that they remind me a lot of zombies. Zombies, especially the walking ones. Zombies, if you got like 3 or 4 walking zombies, not very scary. You can probably take care of them.
Right.
100, 200 of them. No.
Well, the reason they're such
but
genius.
Also consider the fact that they were defeated by the fucking Gungans. I mean,
the reason that they're such genius weapons of war. One of my favorite scenes, one of the good scenes, out of Phantom Menace is when you see them like the tanks opening up and like the battle droids unfolding and like how they were all compact in there. It demonstrates how it's really a genius war weapon, and the Gungans wouldn't have defeated them if Anakin hadn't blown up the ship.
Yeah, exactly.
I
also need to say this. And this is one of my problems with Star Wars in general, and what you guys might be able to counter this, but at least because I think you guys, at least Dylan, might know a little bit more about the lore than I do. But my friend Nathaniel keeps going gaga over the Clone Wars and over the clones themselves, thinking that it's a beautiful idea. I think it's a terrible idea because if you find their one weakness and exploit it, then they're all fucked.
Mm-hmm. And I don't.
What do you mean, like psychologically?
I can't remember if they go into that in the movie. I would assume what you would want to do is to alter the original genetic template to try and purge any.
And I'm pretty sure that's what they do, but it's never explained. So I'm still going to be like, no.
The other thing is
in Revenge of the Sith that they're not all based on Jango Fett.
The other thing is, if you look at the original generation of clones, though, look at who they chose to clone them from. It's not like they cloned some schmo out of the army. They cloned
This is right. They cloned. They cloned
I mean, do you guys understand what I'm saying here? It's basically like, let's just say, even though they're allergic to cats, and then they just throw in cats.
Oh my gosh!
Then they all be like, ah!
I imagine they trained them for that though. Like they knew that like in this particular war situation, this would be the ideal man. But I assume that once you get to the Empire, they weren't cloning Jango Fett anymore. I imagine they were.
Well, if in the broader context, they started cloning other people, and then eventually the whole cloning thing stopped altogether. By the time you're in the new movies, they're recruiting people, but they recruit only humans because there's a huge bias against other life forms in the Empire. Only humans can be in the army or have like.
No Druish allowed.
What was the name of the most popular of the clones? What was his name, Rex? or Cody.
No, Commander Cody.
Commander Cody's the most popular
Cody.
from the show. Rex was created by the TV show, and he's taken off in popularity. Although I'm not a fan of the show.
The interesting thing was, like, I've always wondered what happened to Cody, and so I was just, like, researching him, and apparently he was, like, one of the very last clones to still be in the Empire, and he always had, like, a disdain towards, like, the volunteer stormtroopers, and so he himself was not very popular because he was like the old grumpy disgruntled guy.
If you replay the campaign mode from Star Wars Battlefront 2 and pay more attention to it, they really give a pretty good outlining of what route the Empire takes in between.
Battlefront 2 is my favorite Star Wars story ever.
I have never played those. I'll be completely honest. I've never played those. I really want to because they actually...
You should. It's really good.
Yeah.
My problem with the Clone Wars show is it seems kind of asinine because I watch it and I'm like, I know how this ends. I've loved leaning over to my little half brother and saying to him, you know all those characters you love? They're all going to die.
Well,
Execute
actually, Order
66.
From what I heard,
that's my favorite
at the end
of the movie, by the way.
Mine too.
At the end of the second to last season of Clone Wars, the Clone Wars, the apprentice for Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano, she leaves the Jedi Council. She's like no longer part of the Jedi because she sees how flawed they are and goes off on her own. And so I guess that leads into the final season on Netflix. So
that
who
just
knows?
means that just means that Darth Vader's going to have to hunt her down later. No. Because that's actually a huge...
Wait, I thought the Clone Wars didn't take place in the same continuity.
Yeah, I had heard that it was a different canon.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to.
I really have no idea because I haven't really watched it or tried to.
Though I have to say, you see, this is why I'm excited for J.J. Abrams going over to Star Wars and kind of leaving Star Trek finally, because he can do really good with Star Wars. Star Trek, no, but
he makes more sense for Star Wars because he's a Star Wars fan. We're back. Star Wars.
Christ, you missed a really heavy conversation.
I was gone for like 25 seconds.
Actually, no, you guys talked about it on DFOS. The one episode of DFOS I listened to, you guys talked about this, so never mind.
What did you guys talk about?
The expanded universe.
Star Wars expanded universe stuff.
And how much
Darth Tyrannus
of it
being the greatest name ever?
Yes, Darth Tyrannus.
That's never used.
They
use it once in Attack of the Clones.
They use it like once.
By the way,
you are Darth Tyrannus. I'm like, why would you keep going by Count Dooku? That name is so much more Christopher Lee worthy.
Oh, by the way, I only saw commercials for this, that Darth Maul does come back in the Clone Wars CGI TV show along with his brother.
He does.
And Darth Maul has robot legs. He has robot legs.
All right.
I think they
just like the comics.
I really
like the comics.
Yeah, they did that.
I thought they could have done so much with Darth Maul. But
totally.
Totally. Yeah.
You know what I would love to see, and they would never do it in movie form because they're going after Episode 6. But I would love to see it imagine if they did animated features. There's this.
Well, they're doing.
There's all this stuff in between Episode 3 and 4 of Darth Vader hunting down Jedi who had escaped Order 66, and that's his job. He during those years is hunting down these escaped Jedi and killing them, and there's all this great stuff in there.
Have you played the Force Unleashed games?
I played the first one.
I mean, that's kind of the premise of those games, is that he takes on an apprentice to do that for him.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you guys.
There is also a show coming out on Disney XD called Star Wars Rebels, which is all about in between 3 and 4 and the building of the Rebel Alliance.
Well,
so maybe they'll touch on it.
I'm going to complain about the prequels. What a shock!
Really?
What a fucking shock!
Somebody complaining about the prequels? Well, let's see what this could be. What could possibly
Star Wars
be wrong?
Episode 1.
Star Wars Episode 1's not a good movie.
The largest disappointment since my son.
Before you talk, Adam, I just want to share that in the Clone Wars CGI TV show, there was an episode where they did an homage to Godzilla, and it was called the Zillo Beast, and they even made a fake Japanese-style poster for the Zillo Beast, and I shared you the link just now.
awesome.
That is awesome. Did I tell you guys about how in one of the episodes of the animated Star Trek show from the 60s, Spock as a young boy fights this like green monster and it has Godzilla's roar?
Yes.
The
Oh,
classic
nice.
Godzilla,
Yeah.
fucking.
Well, yeah,
Not Hanna-Barbera.
yeah.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't call that the Godzilla roar. I would call it the drunken hobo.
Man, that animation style was just not for me.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, look at Mace Windu. He looks like
He does look like Sam Jackson.
he looks like Sam Jackson after like severe plastic surgery.
Well, anyway, here's what I was gonna say. I love the Sorry, I was looking at that poster again. I really love, one of the only things I like about Star Wars Episode 1 is that final duel between Darth Maul and, you know the one I'm talking about. Because there was hardly any CG in it, and it was all very physical, and you felt the weight of that battle. That was important. Like, it felt heavier than what it really was.
My main thing with
what do you thought of the choreography?
And here's the thing, with Star Wars Episode 2, and Episode 3 especially, you just lose that weight of the battles, or the lightsaber battles. What makes me love the lightsaber battles in Episode 5 and 6, the lightsaber battle on Episode 4 is really lame, but...
Well, it was the first one, so...
It was really the first one, too, and also they were running out of time to shoot that scene, also. If
it had Godzilla Raids Again syndrome.
Right.
But I mean, the lightsaber duels on 5 and 6, especially on 6, are so fucking heavy. And you just feel the weight of what's going on. You feel everything. While in Episode 2 and 3, they're just flying around all over the place, destroying shit, and I'm like, I don't feel anything for what's going on, because, one, I can't see them, and two, they're just flying around all over the place to the point where it's like, these guys are invincible. I mean, yeah, Jedi are depicted as being invincible, but they're still, they're still normal beings. I was going to say human beings, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying by that. And that's what I love about the original Star Wars films is that, first, did you guys see, Jose Garcia showed me these. He showed me these pictures. That's the unspecialized version. The
despecialized edition.
Yeah.
I said I would buy these over the Blu-rays in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
That's why I still haven't gotten the Blu-rays yet.
Yes, I unfortunately have the Blu-rays. I have yet to be able to sit through even the first film because of how much it's changed.
Wow.
One of the sad thing about the prequels is when you watch them, there are so many little moments that make you think that they could have been so much better. Like my favorite example is anytime Sidious is doing anything to set up the Empire, because he, first of all, the actor that plays him in those 3 movies is amazing, and
Ian McDermott.
And those parts are probably, to me, the best written parts. I mean, I'm a little biased. I'm a big Sidious fan. But just in every scene, like I love the scene in Episode 1 where he's like, wipe them out. All of them. And then the second scene is the one where Christopher Lee hands him the Death Star plans. And then everything he does in the 3rd movie.
Oh, I love him.
My favorite...
That friggin' scene with him and Anakin while they're watching, I think it's like an opera kind of thing.
Right.
And they're just sitting there. And first off, and here's just another complaint. That felt totally like Star Trek, not Star Wars. That scene. But,
well, you kind of have to do it in order to build up that relationship. I was just like, what the fuck are they looking at in those giant bubbles?
They're doing a story about how the Empire takes over the galaxy, so they had to go into, like, political intrigue, which isn't traditional Star Wars, so it just sort of feels...
It felt off. I'm not saying I didn't like it. Like, I love all the politics scenes. I love the politics scenes because I'm such a big fan of Star Trek. But what was I going to say? Have you guys seen the top 11 things the Star Wars prequels did right by the Nostalgia Critic?
No.
Yes.
I actually really liked that video, and I mostly agreed with him except for the lightsaber duels. Because there are some things in the prequels that I genuinely say, that's good. I like...
Yeah, they're not total garbage. I mean, they're just not...
And
they're just poorly written, in my opinion.
One of the ones that I always point to is when Hayden Christensen isn't talking, and saying that atrocious dialogue. Especially the scene where he reunites with
You're so
Padme
beautiful because I love you.
You're so beautiful because I love you.
Don't make me kill you.
You ever stop and think about how much older she is than him?
Yeah.
Taking the first.
Yeah, it's so weird.
That always bothered me.
Padme is a Padme file. I mean, this is.
Well, she's like 14, and he's. I mean, no, it's actually not that weird. He's 9 and she's 14.
Still, that their looks like there's more of an age difference than there really is.
Well, the thing is that Natalie Portman still played her in the first movie, so it's weird in that way.
Yeah, if they had gotten a younger actress to play her in the first movie, it would have made more sense. And then cut to Natalie Portman in all her good-lookingness.
But here's the thing that I was going to get at. When he's not talking, when Hayden Christensen isn't talking, and it's just like his emotions through his face, he's got. It's some pretty powerful shit, like Order 66. That scene, he doesn't even speak, but yeah, it's nothing but his facial expressions, and that's fucking powerful shit.
Yeah,
and it also helps that John Williams' music score is absolutely phenomenal for all three of the prequels.
There's another scene like that on Mustafar where you just see him with like the hood over his head.
Oh, that shot is amazing.
You just see his eye, like one of his eyes.
Yeah, the eye that has the scar on it. My favorite scene is in Attack of the Clones, actually, where he kills all the Sand People after he finds his mother dead.
Oh, I love that scene, yeah.
Because, again, it's a lot of face acting and him just fucking killing these people who, I mean, are admittedly not the greatest people ever, but he's killing women and children, and it's a really subtle,
he's killing everybody.
Darth Vader.
He is killing everybody, and Yeah, and I also have to admit, I really like Yoda in the prequels, too.
He's a badass.
He is a
the
badass.
CG in Attack of the Clones is fucking horrible, but...
Well, for that time, Bill, though, it was really good.
Yeah, you gotta remember.
Yeah, I know, but you go back in retrospect, it's like, it looks like a video.
This was, 2002 or 3? I remember seeing it in theaters and being impressed with it.
And so, this just makes me hate George Lucas even more, because instead of fixing that or making it the CG in those movies look better, he decides to take out all the models from the original series and replace them with CG instead.
Did he make Yoda and Empire CG?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
not yet.
Well, he can't now.
He
can't now because Disney bought it, right?
Right.
Thank God.
Oh, just wondering. Did any of you ever like the Colosseum scene with the 3 monsters?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Natalie Portman Rome. I didn't really like it. I liked where that scene led, but
that ultimate duel with where all the Jedi are in that fucking Colosseum. That was badass.
For a long time, that was one of the most satisfying Natalie Portman scenes, and then Black Swan came out.
We lost David for some reason. I don't know why.
I tried adding him back.
Now he wants us to call him.
Everybody, let's ask David what he wants to talk about, and then let him talk about it, because I feel bad for completely not shutting up.
Here, somebody add David back to the call.
Right.
I just did for the second time trying to.
Hold on, let me try it, because it seems to never work when Andres tries to do that.
Because Andres is a failure.
See, I would be fine if they just did like they did with Star Trek and Blade Runner and just like update touch the effects up with CG and do things like that.
No, Star Trek hasn't really done that. The only movie in Star Trek that hasn't done it,
I'm talking about when they did the special edition of the actual show, the series, and they updated a bunch of the effects. And then with Blade Runner, the final cut, they did that in a couple places to its benefit instead of what Lucas was doing. Pre Disney.
Well, I still, as much as I hate what George Lucas has done, I can at least understand half of what he did.
Yeah, I understand some of the decisions he made. There are others that baffle me, but
the one that still takes the case for me wanting to kill George Lucas, literally kill George Lucas, is when they added him saying no when he throws the Emperor off the balcony.
Oh, that's so unnecessary.
That was unnecessary.
So
and I was like, and I was just like, that totally ruins the suit acting performance.
All that stuff in the throne room in that movie is probably my favorite part of that movie.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
We had David, and then we lost him.
he's clearly experiencing some internet troubles out there in Vegas.
I think Kumanga is attacking. And,
the Muto.
No, it's the
Muto are emitting EMPs. I told you they were EMPs. I told you all they were EMPs because I saw.
When did you say they were EMPs?
During World War G4.
And we never disagreed with you.
Wait, do we have him again? Dave, are you there?
Dave, are you back?
Is that you? He's gone.
Fuck!
That was perfect timing, though.
Did you say they were EMPs? And we were like, you fucking idiots, they're not EMPs.
No, you guys are like, I don't think so. And then...
No, we didn't say that.
I don't remember
We all agree that the jets were left untouched when they fell in the water.
I do not recall either having...
Oh, that! Oh, I remember this conversation.
Oh, no.
I don't know if I had said I agree with the EMP theory, but I knew it wasn't Godzilla.
Well, I mean, if it was something else knocking them out of the sky, wouldn't there be, like, fire and smoke coming out of them instead of them
No,
just,
and that's why I said EMPs. And if you looked at all the ships, they were also out of power.
Right. I am trying to avoid... They released a clip of what appears to be Godzilla attacking the naval fleet.
Yeah.
So, I've avoided that.
I'm trying to avoid it because
I've only watched
footage and
I've only watched one clip, and it's the one where Ken Watanabe says, "Let them fight," and then
I watched all those clips.
Yeah, I saw that.
I've watched all of those. Yeah, my favorite one is actually Bryan Cranston's performance in the one where he's like, "My wife died in there," and I was just like, I fucking love this.
And now we know he's talking to Serizawa, so who knows what the context of that scene is? I'm really curious.
My question is the music that they're playing in those clips, is that the final, like, what's in the movie, or is that like stand-in? It sounds
that's the final what's in the movie.
That scene with Ken Watanabe, it sounds like something else, and I can't put my finger on it. It sounds like a cue that I've heard before.
I need to ask you guys, and I really want to ask you this. Have you guys listened to the soundtrack on its own?
I have not. I
intend
to wait until I see the movie and then form an opinion.
Yeah,
I intend to wait for the CD to come out on the 13th so I can get it.
And then form his opinion like 2 days before the movie.
Yeah. You know what? I really hope that I really hope the 2001 music will be in the soundtrack as well.
I'm waiting for September for the DVD to come out.
Is it coming out in September?
I think that was said somewhere that they I know they announced the date, and I think it was in September.
I have to say this, and this
you
is
have
just
to
a
say,
problem.
Adam. Here we go.
Okay, fine, then I won't say it.
Damn it, Andre.
No, go ahead.
Damn it.
Say it! Alright, then I'll say something. I don't like Godzilla's theme.
He doesn't have a theme.
He doesn't have a theme?
Yeah, it's like he doesn't have a theme.
Well, isn't the first track called Godzilla?
Yeah, but I'm listening to it, and I'm like, there isn't any theme in this. Because I was like, at least in the original Godzilla, before they even knew Godzilla was going to be here, or be turned into what it was, Godzilla had a theme.
Yeah.
Godzilla had a theme. He always had a theme, and it was...
Does it feel to you guys like they're just trying to go for the more general, like, atmospheric type music?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very ambient.
Yeah, I was kind of just trying to hold out hope that they would incorporate the theme somehow, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, which it's not like that's not going to ruin the movie for me, but I'm still a little disappointed.
I wish that had been one of Toho's, like, regulations.
What's the other theme song?
Use the theme in some form or fashion.
From what I've listened to of the score, from the clips that they've shown so far, like the "Let Them Fight" scene or the WonderCon.
Somebody uploaded the entire soundtrack in full.
Right. Well, I avoided that, but from judging by what I listened to in the WonderCon footage and the other footage, I got a really huge John Williams vibe from it. Like, when I hear this music, I feel like it can fit in an Indiana Jones movie.
How the fuck did you get John Williams out of that generic music?
Yeah, I didn't get John Williams.
It kind of had like a very like definitely not whimsical, but kind of
like that.
Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like a very eerie kind of like what could it be sort of music, and it made me really happy because I'm a big Spielberg, John Williams fan.
This music makes me sick. No, it doesn't make me sick.
I think
I feel like you might want to get that checked out, because that's fucked up.
This music is just so generic sounding.
I didn't get John Williams. I'm not sure what I got, but it wasn't John Williams.
It wasn't John Williams. It wasn't Akira Fukube. It wasn't like what the fuck was I listening to? It was so generic and so plain that And that's, again, not saying that it won't work in the film, because...
Maybe it...
Because there are plenty of movies that have that are fantastic and do not have the best of scores.
Exactly. But I mean, just listening to this music on its own, and I'm just like, even the worst Godzilla films, excluding Revenge, have a Godzilla theme. It's like you can remember the music from it. And
what did Godzilla '98 have?
Well, I don't consider that Godzilla. That's not Godzilla. That's Zilla.
That song tie-in that they did with P. Diddy.
Oh yeah, done.
The one that borrows heavily from was it a Black Sabbath song that they sample in that?
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Song, which is an awesome song, by the way. David has returned. Dave, we're talking about Godzilla.
2014.
Yeah. Have you heard?
No, we're talking about Godzilla 1980. Yes, Godzilla 2014.
Someone referenced P. Diddy.
You know that it's a girl ripoff.
Hey, Dave, have you listened to the soundtrack?
Yes, not the whole soundtrack. I listened to parts of it.
You know, Dave.
Yeah,
he's listened to the soundtrack. He's listened to the soundtrack. He's read the script. He's already planning to pirate the movie the day it comes out. He's got this. He's got this on lock.
He's basically seen the movie.
He's taking a camcorder into the theater.
He's already torn to the comic.
He's gonna record like with those like fucking spy sunglasses.
He broke into Legendary a few months ago and has just been watching them work secretly.
Wow, for once I'm actually promoting David speaking. You guys aren't letting him speaking. It's not my fault this time. David, I want to know what you think about the soundtrack.
I love it. I really, really love it.
Yay!
Let me talk about the.
Guess? How did I fucking guess?
Let me speak a little bit about the quote unquote God.
David,
it's just called Godzilla.
Okay.
You cut out, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Just say what you said again.
Probably forgot.
Hello,
David.
Dave, little buddy.
Buddy, old pal,
Dave.
friend of mine.
Damn it.
Dave just had a blackout, so his internet's shoddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he lost him again. Damn it. Fucking Kumanga, man. Always taking out David's
Adam,
fucking lines.
a blackout fits with your EMP theory. Just saying.
I know. That's why. Apparently you guys didn't get it when I said.
Obviously, there's only one thing on Earth that can save David and the rest of Las Vegas.
Reptilicus?
Jet Jaguar.
Yeah.
Let them
Jet
fight.
Jaguar. Let me just say this. Rulers of Earth Volume 2 is the first thing I've ever read where I was like, yeah, Jet Jaguar is a badass. I have been converted.
Oh, Bill, so I finally watched Invasion of the Neptune Men MST3K full through.
Oh, God!
Oh, my God. And I just love it how they're just like, this movie is so bad. This movie is so bad.
They literally have to be consoled by the villain from Prince of Space.
I know. And then I love Servo. Servo, about halfway through it, Servo just keeps going, oh, man. Oh, I just can't. I don't think I can go. I don't think I could go. Oh, get me out of here. And then Mike's like,
worst
okay.
He's ever made. It literally is.
It is. And I love it how I love how he has like tight panty syndrome or something like that. and then I love it how they make references to throughout the entire thing. They make references to Lord of the Flies. Like there's
Lord of the Flies with Piggy. Yeah.
There's Piggy, and there's like
still his blood.
Bash his head.
That was amazing. It was fucking hysterical. No, my favorite fucking thing about the whole thing is the kid who's like, I like it very much.
I like it very much.
That kid creeps me out.
And, is that also the one where Pearl and Brain Guy and Bobo have traveled back to Rome, and Bobo's like a god?
During that period? I don't remember.
I love the entire thing because all of a sudden you see Brain Guy go, yep, I've had enough of this, and all of a sudden he's
about to hang himself, yeah. That whole storyline was great. But Mike Nelson talked about later on he really resented Sci-Fi Channel for forcing him to do the story arcs. Because he was like, people are going to watch these one day out of order because we go by movie, not by episode title or anything, so this isn't going to make any fucking sense.
Which, I mean,
and they were like, well, you still got to do it. And he was like, God damn it.
Somebody uploaded a video where it's nothing but the story arc, so I was finally able to just, sit
Oh,
watch.
Really? That's interesting.
And, oh my god.
Adam, which one do you think is a worse movie, Space Mutiny or Invasion of the Neptune Men? I think Neptune Men is a little worse because it's just there's so many stretches where nobody is talking, so it's just constant bad special effects and shit.
Yeah.
Like at least Space Mutiny, it's just constant, just like complete horse shit. So you're at least able to laugh. But in Neptune Men, it's just like, oh god, just fucking
is Space Mutiny the one where the girl like dies like 800 times? That expert.
No, it's the one in space where there's a mutiny.
No shit.
Gee, really?
That's where Calgon, Take Me Away comes from.
Really?
Calgon, Take Me Away.
I don't think I've seen. Fuck, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's one of my favorite episodes. It's fucking hysterical.
I love the one, the giant spider invasion. I fucking love
I've never seen that one at all, but I watched a couple minutes of it.
Oh my god. Freaking they're making fun of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And Pearl, Bobo starts fighting her, and there's zucchinis. And Bobo rips the zucchini out of her hand, and Pearl just goes, ah! And just starts scream until he gives it back, and they just continue. And then I was watching this one where they find out that Mike has that humans have mites in their eyelashes.
Oh God! And Servo and Crow are like, you've got to get rid of these things, munching on your food on your eyelashes, and then they send in the fucking nanites to wage nanites. And nanites get it's so fucking dark, or the nanite, it's like a Vietnam situation.
That's what it was like. And they're playing the synthesizer version of the music from Platoon, and I'm just like, oh my God.
And they end up blaming Mike for all the nanites dying.
Yep. I absolutely love this. And then there was this one, I want to say it was Invasion of the Neptune Men, where Mike, because I hate Bill Maher with a passion, and all of a sudden you just hear Mike Nelson go, oh, why couldn't they have shot Bill Maher instead? And I was just like, yes!
I don't remember that.
I am so in love with Mystery Science Theater right now.
Yeah.
And I also like the movie now.
The movie, I've always loved the movie.
Yeah, I thought it was boring until I finally was just to sit back, and then normal view.
I don't know why, but you know what line always cracks me up?
Cal, I'm stuck. Ah!
No, the fucking line where the dude is careening towards the Earth in the plane. And Crow just goes, Green Acres! I don't know why that cracks me up, but it does. By the way, we seem to have permanently lost Dave. He had another blackout, so.
Damn it.
Which means that I can't do what I wanted to do now. Shit, and we're already an hour and a half in, so. If you guys don't mind, I want to change the course of the conversation a little bit. Just before we get into the news. Andres, how many news stories do you have this week, by the way?
Just one major one. I tried to find others, but we've already touched a bit upon the Star Wars casting. And every story I had was like outdated because of technical difficulties with our show.
You guys.
Don't worry about this. I've got something to fill out the rest of the runtime. If you guys don't mind switching gears.
You guys, I'm so happy. I'm so happy we got the Godzilla design that we got. Have you seen these leaked concept images?
The fish,
God!
The fish one.
Yeah, let's just touch on this a little bit because this will take us. Yeah, the worst one is the one that looks like a fucking piranha. The piranha-headed Godzilla, I'm calling
and
it.
I was like, this one would work more like a fucking Titanosaurus, not fucking Godzilla.
Hey, he did look a little bit like Titanosaurus.
It's
there
not,
are some really fucked up ones.
It's not
Dude,
quite serpent-like enough for Titanosaurus. I can't wait to see these images and read this stuff much better when I get the book on Tuesday.
Yeah, I haven't ordered the book yet, but I do intend to.
Mine's coming Tuesday. I'm stoked.
I kind of wish that we didn't get these images because it kind of spoils the surprise for, those wanting to get the book of the Art of Destruction.
I'm sure this isn't all of it.
That's Toho Nation for you, dude.
Yeah,
I ain't shit when the movie comes out.
like,
I'm staying off Facebook.
Yeah, here's the funny thing,
I had no idea that there was going to be a monster in Awakening either.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, because I was like, one dude on Toho Nation, what?
Don't spoil this shit.
No, just that he shared a picture of the monster.
Oh, I see this. I'm sorry. Never mind. Sorry I jumped down your guys' throats. I did see this.
Yeah, I was like, God damn it. I'm like, why'd you have to do this? And he was like, oh my God, I'm not doing anything wrong. And I was like, you're going to buy it anyways. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want it spoiled here.
Whoa! That is potentially the most asinine argument I've ever heard. You're going to buy it anyway, so why do you care? It's like, well, I'm also going to go see the movie, but I don't want to know, whether or not Godzilla has an anal fissure in the movie or some shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the movie too, even if I hate it. I mean, that's why I have Godzilla's Revenge, for crying out loud.
It was like
the science guy, Bill,
the science guy.
And then there's this one.
First, I love your Sons of Serizawa motion picture thing. I wanted to tell you that right at the beginning, but I forgot. That totally made my night. Yeah, I was having a terrible day, and I saw that. I was like, that just totally made my life.
Yeah, I had fun making that. It took forever, because I couldn't find a good picture of Zach Galifianakis to use.
For me, so you picked the one with him in a fucking...
Well, I had to get one that was very specific. He had to have his body turned away from the camera, but his head looking towards. And then I also had to be able to put the hat on him.
Because you wanted to go for that Justice.
The screenshots.
You wanted to go for that Justice League of America shot where everybody's lined up like that.
Right.
Yeah, which was
not even that. I wanted them to be angled. So that was kind of a pain in the ass.
Another thing.
You should find more pictures.
I wanted to ask all of you. What you think of my SOS title intro.
That was nice.
Oh, that was amazing.
I love that.
Adam, where did you get that picture that you used for my name? Because that was awesome.
Oh yeah, I just typed up evil eyes on Google.
I loved it until it got to a certain point where I'm like, oh, fuck you, Adam.
Fuck
you.
He was excited, and then you're like, Andreas Pussyfriend.
I feel so bad for you because you and I had that conversation after I made that.
Yes.
And
we had that conversation before you released the video.
Yeah, but I couldn't go back and fix it, or else I'd have to re-edit the entire video.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Andreas. Jesus Christ.
See, it's when you say mm-hmm.
You're both failures. No.
See, it's when you say mm-hmm like a black chick that just reinforces this whole thing, Andres.
Thank you. Thank you, Dylan.
Now you should be in line at McDonald's fucking beating up some person for no reason.
Hey, which one of you guys like Godzilla? And he comes crawling out from under a dumpster.
You know the worst part about it? There's
sassy black woman. I'm a Latino male. Sassy black woman.
There's this one design that's not terrible. Like, it needs a lot of improvement, but they gave it porcupine spikes.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Gareth comments are fucking hilarious. Like, there's one where he's like, this one's kind of interesting, but it's not even remotely Godzilla.
Well, there's one that looked exactly like Zilla. I'm like, oh, they've got to be messing around with this one.
I'll still never get over that. I had one, dude. It fucked with me where I was like, just why?
Actually, some of these
probably just like making up these random designs and just laughing afterwards.
Now, I can say one thing for most of these concepts. They have great feet.
They do.
It's the fucking one they went with. No, it's bizarre. Seeing all of them, including the one that was basically just classic Godzilla, made me appreciate the new design more.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, that was my reaction too.
Always prefer Heisei Godzilla. That'll always be my Godzilla.
Oh, and let me just discredit an argument that I read somewhere. So somebody was like, "Oh, the feet are fine because elephants have those kind of feet to support their weight, and that's why Godzilla would need them because he's much bigger than an elephant." Elephants are also four-legged. They're not bipedal, and they also don't have a tail to help balance out their weight either. It's a completely different...
elephants are also not mutated by nuclear
I need to ask, what do you guys think about all the people complaining that Godzilla's too fat?
I don't get it. Has anybody ever seen a fucking Godzilla movie?
I was like...
I know!
There are certain shots... I think it has to do with the angle, because sometimes I look at the design in certain shots, and I think he looks a little chunky there. I don't know. I think
that's why, like, it's...
But when you look at the overall design, I don't think he's too fat at all.
No, I don't see it. I especially don't see where, like, Japan thinks he looks too fat. And I'm like, but almost every Japanese Godzilla was bulky. And if anything, this Godzilla is less so than classic Godzilla. Like, have any of you guys ever seen fucking GMK? He's got a fucking potbelly in that movie.
I think this one might be a little bit wider in the middle than they're used to, but then again, their Godzilla had thunder thighs. So, I mean, it's just in a different spot.
Yeah, I always go to the thunder thighs.
I think what makes it worse, and the one thing I will always complain about with the new Godzilla is the fact that his head is way too small for his neck.
And
it looks like he's gotten jerked up.
It just adds... Wait a second, Bill. That you can't complain about that. That just adds character.
Yeah,
What?
You see, his head being too small
Does
for his...
Godzilla's weight problem make him more sympathetic?
Bill,
I guess. He was the fat Godzilla, sorry.
You see, Bill, his head...
It's because I cry, and I cry because I'm fat. I'm not fat because I eat. It's a vicious cycle.
You see, his head being too small
I just can't help myself. I can't help myself. But eat all these nuclear submarines.
His head being too small for his body is actually a very clever homage to Ultraman in that it makes him resemble Red King. You see.
Design process, Dylan.
I like it. I really like it.
That is my excuse for
the
this.
guilds have been confirmed.
You're welcome, Gareth Edwards. I just gave you the perfect bullshit reason for that shit.
Yeah. No, his reasoning for everything seemed very sound to me. He hasn't really said anything yet where I'm like,
shit.
And you know what?
But has he ever given an actual reason for why his head is so small compared to the rest of his body?
No, but I'm saying that everything I've heard him say has sounded pretty forward. Like when they do show the almost identical to classic Godzilla design, and he says this is awesome, and it's the closest thing to classic Godzilla we even looked at. But the problem was, and the only reason we didn't really go with it was because these legs are really hard to animate. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
What is this animated picture of Red King I just found from?
Wasn't there an Ultraman anime in, like, the 80s?
Yeah, it was Ultraman Jonius.
I remember seeing in the very early years of YouTube, when there was still the advent of Google Video and everything, and this is before Google had bought YouTube. I remember seeing this intro for an Ultraman anime and being like, wow, look at that robot, isn't it awesome?
Look at all that tokuatsu that's going on. Now I'm going to go watch Saved by the Bell naked.
With my taser close at hand. But I was really interested in seeing all those images of the not used designs, because again it kind of gave me an appreciation for what they ended up going with.
I'm pretty sure that's
But I guess it's just because like a lot of them look horrible.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more of the good ones that are in the book, if there are any. There's one in here that's just like straight up like straight up Heisei Godzilla, and I'm like, why would?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
And I was like, why would you even draw that? Why don't you just look at a picture?
It also looked like it was almost like a screenshot from fucking Return of Godzilla. It was really, really close. But I don't know. I really want to get my hands on that book, because apparently there's stuff that they talk about, some of the story ideas that weren't used. Like, I remember this one image I saw online of this. There was apparently, I don't know how this would have connected to the story, but there's this image I saw online of concept art of a bunch of would look like 50s era soldiers, like descending on an island in a boat, or not descending, rather, heading towards an island. in boats, and there's just this fucking giant nuclear submarine just sticking out of the mountains. And I was like, geez. And they were said, but this isn't in the movie. And I was like, God damn it! That would have been fucking awesome. They better have something cooler than if they can't have that.
I can't wait to see how they use the bones in the movie.
Yeah, well, it looks like that's going to be in present day. So, who knows?
Also, another thing is, like, they've also posted leaks, not leaks, but also from the Art of Destruction book, they posted a lot of images of Muto. And one of the pictures of Muto did not look like what we saw in the toys. I'm like, man, did they just spoil another monster or something? No. So yeah, Bill, stay off of Toho Nation.
I do.
Okay.
No, I've been avoiding Toho Nation like the plague.
Yeah. Well, my original tweet when we saw the Muto toy will always stand. Well, looks like Godzilla's going to fight the Cloverfield monster. Somewhere in time and space, a 12-year-old Bill is really excited.
I tell you what, that's exactly the same vibe I got.
To me, it looks like Cloverfield mixed with, like, Gauss. Or...
With Gareth Edwards' Monsters. Did you guys see the trailer for Monsters Dark Continent?
No, I haven't.
Yes, you showed it to me.
No, I haven't.
I know I showed it to you, but if you guys haven't seen it, it's really weird. It's literally just like, it's not even a trailer, it's more of just like soldiers looking scared, and then Monsters Dark Continent. I wasn't very impressed. I was like, this is the guy who made Godzilla?
That's the best explanation of a trailer I've ever heard in my entire life.
Wait, who made this?
Soldiers looking scared.
No, it's a sequel to Monsters that Gareth Edwards made.
So but Gareth Edwards is not a part of it, right?
Oh, is he not?
Yeah, from what I've heard recently, Bill, he's actually not directing it.
Is he a producer, though?
I'm assuming he has to be connected to it in some shape or form.
Oh, okay, so then I can criticize it without any guilt whatsoever. It looks pretty stupid.
I haven't seen a trailer of it, but I don't know. I wasn't really that big of a fan of the first Monsters movie, but I like the build-up to that universe.
Andres, por qué?
I don't know. I just thought that it didn't really leave any sort of impact on me. It's like, okay, to get people going through...
How many times have you seen it?
Once.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, too, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it, like, 4 or 5 times just because I feel like I was missing something from my first viewing, and then I watched it again, and I still felt like I was missing something, and I was like, it's probably just the movie. But then I watched it the third time, and for some reason I didn't feel like I was missing something, and I don't...
Give it another watch, Andres. I think it's on Netflix right now, actually.
I watched it on Netflix, yeah.
Let me double check.
It's a good flick. It's a scarier take on giant monsters than I've seen in a long time. I haven't really been afraid of giant monsters in a long time, and it definitely...
I admire it for its ingenuity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta be impressed with what he was able to do with almost nothing.
What was it, $20,000?
Have you ever seen?
Well, that and he edited all the special effects himself on his laptop.
Holy shit! They added Kill Bill to Netflix. If I didn't already have this on Blu-ray and Amazon Instant Video, I would be very excited.
Still never watched that movie.
Bill, I'll make you a deal right now. I'm not going to a beach unless you watch Kill Bill.
Yeah. As soon as I will bring the Blu-ray over. Then we go to the beach. I will bring the Blu-ray over when Dylan and I come over.
Oh,
I can.
How about you don't? Bill. And then we don't watch it, but we still go to the beach.
No. See, that's the deal. I'm not going to a beach unless you watch Kill Bill. and then if we go to a beach right after, you'll be very paranoid.
Bill.
What?
We're heading down to Five Towns on the 16th, and we're going to be there on the 17th, and I think we're going home on the 18th. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're heading there Friday.
17th, we're gonna see the flick.
Fucking right. I'm gonna have seen it by then, by the way. But,
oh, you will have. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going on Thursday. Which I just want to say this. The local movie theater has gotten so much shit because they said they were getting X-Men instead of Godzilla, and so many people complained that they were getting X-Men instead of Godzilla because people are like, we're sick of fucking X-Men. Get Godzilla. Godzilla looks amazing.
You know what? It'd be that perhaps the good majority of American movie-going audiences are getting fatigued or getting or tired of superhero movies, perhaps.
Wait, when is Days of Future Past coming out?
At roughly the same time. I think.
Are you really? I thought it was coming out in June.
No.
I think
I was wrong.
it's I think it's like the week after, maybe.
Yeah, it's a week after. Yeah.
Okay, completely off topic.
Not that I'm going to see it, because I don't give a fuck, but I was just curious.
Completely off topic. Netflix, put Inglourious Bastards into Django Unchained on instant streaming, and then you'll have like all of Quentin Tarantino on there, and I will love you forever.
Jackie Brown on there.
I love Inglourious Bastards. I still like Inglourious Bastards more than Django.
They do have Jackie Brown.
I know, I just said they did.
I hate Jackie Brown.
You don't like Jackie Brown?
I do not like Jackie Brown.
Across 110th Street.
Granted, the soundtrack is awesome, but
it's not his best, but I really enjoyed it.
The Tarantino, of course, the soundtrack is awesome.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I was thinking.
I love the scene in Reservoir Dogs where he's cutting off the dude's ear to the tune of "Stuck in the Middle with You."
Oh my God, "Stuck in the Middle with..." That came on the radio when I was driving home one day, and I turned it up, and my father was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And I was just like, "Dude, I'm picturing a guy getting his ear cut off right now."
Don't bug me right now, Dad.
Out of the car.
It was then that he began to question your sanity.
It wasn't the fact that he's seen the movie too.
Middle with you.
It was at that moment that I wondered, what am I doing with my life?
That is one of the two moments that made me choose Michael Madsen for the SOS movie.
Right. Guys, I had this moment yesterday. I was on a film shoot yesterday that made me think. I had a moment where I was like, what am I doing with my life? I was playing a corpse, and I was laying down in between shots, and I was like, I guess I should stay here because they're going to just go right to the next shot. And I was like, I'm really tired. If I fell asleep right now, no one would know, and it would almost enhance my performance.
Wait, Bill, you were on a film. You were on a film shoot?
Yeah, yesterday.
He does those like all the time now, Adam. It's film school.
Oh yeah.
It was a friend of mine's project, not mine, and I was playing a corpse. I had this moment where I was like, if I fall asleep right now, nobody's gonna know.
Thank you, Mr. Washington. Now when does the check clear?
And I fucking went for it. I took a power nap on set while they were filming. And I have no idea how many takes they got, because I get woken up, like, I don't know how long later, like, Bill, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, what? I was playing a dead person. They're like, you're fucking snoring.
Yeah, you can't snore if you're being dead, Bill. You can't.
And I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
That's why
I didn't think you guys would mind, because you're just going to have me lay here. But it was because they were giving me a direction, and I wasn't responding.
They're giving you, like here's your motivation,
I'm going to
Bill.
love it up there. Bill, I'm going to love it up there.
Oh, you will. It's good. We have good times. We had good times. Yesterday we had finished shooting. We were going out to dinner, and we had split between two cars. And my friend Richard was following me in my car, and I'm driving, and we're fucking blaring fucking Ozzy, Crazy Train on the way to McDonald's.
Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people.
So we're driving, right? And I'm with my friends Jim and Jake. And Jim's in the passenger seat, Jake's in the back, and Jake's like sitting on the floor with his arms on either side, and we start headbanging the Crazy Train, and fucking this guy pulls up alongside of us, and Jim just accidentally locks eyes with him while he's headbanging, and the guy just fucking there's just this awkward moment. I turn my head, we're all headbanging, the guy smiles, and then he starts headbanging. And we just had this moment, and we started cheering. It was amazing.
That sounds awesome.
We just had this awkward moment in our lives where we were all headbanging the Crazy Train. Oh, it was so weird. And then we had McDonald's.
I am so looking forward to going up there. I am so looking forward.
It's good times, man. It's good times. Oh, and then there's this other thing that happened, and we're sitting at McDonald's, right? And we were talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2.
What
and
a train wreck that was.
Well, actually, in a way. And we're talking about that. And we're talking about it, and all of a sudden this dude comes up to us. He starts talking to my friend Jake about fucking superheroes. And they have this, like, 15-minute long conversation, and none of us are speaking because we don't know this dude. Jake lives around the area where we were. We were filming at his house, and we're just all dead silent. And the dude finally fucking leaves, and we're like, dude, do you know that guy? And he goes, no, I have no idea who he is. And I'm like, well, you just had a 15-minute long conversation with him. And we just were just like silent, and we were just like, That was fucking awkward, man. I don't know, I could never do that. Just, like, burst into somebody else's conversation and not feel awkward about it. It was just weird.
Oh, it happens to me all the time.
I don't know, I would just feel awkward. But anyway, this was all trying to build to something. I want to get to it now.
Speaking of that, like, I remember one day working at Six Gun City, a guy and I have no idea who his name is, but we wound up talking about Quentin Tarantino movies for like 2 hours.
Right, but it's just more awkward when you're already having a conversation and some person just bursts into it, because then it's just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, no, yeah, well, we kind of were. I was talking about Kill Bill to a guy that hadn't seen it, one of my workers that hadn't seen it, and then all of a sudden this guy happened to be coming in. He's like, are you guys talking about Kill Bill? And I said, yes. He's like, isn't that movie awesome? And I was like, yeah.
Did he work there?
No.
Alright. If he worked there, it would have been less weird, but I don't know. It just bothered me where I was like, dude, we're trying to have a conversation here. I don't know. It bothered me.
Have a decent conversation here.
About Spider-Man.
About
Spooderman. Spooderman. Hey, Earn Man, can I join you? Hey, Earn Man, can I join the Avengers? Sure, but man, you just gotta get this permission slip signed by your parents. Why you gotta be so mean, Earn Man?
Why you do this, man?
It was the greatest fucking meme I'd ever seen. Oh, Jesus, I love that meme. They did the same thing with Spider-Man, too. They did it with Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, and J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson, where he was like, hey, J. Jonah Jameson, can I have a steady job? Sure, Peter Parker, you just got to have this permission slip signed by your... Oh, wait. And then you just see Peter Parker crying and it's J. Jonah Jameson laughing.
I saw another one. It's like, hey, Peter, yeah? You know what's my favorite brand of rice? No, what? Uncle Ben's.
Anyway, so, guys, this is the last podcast we are going to do. We'll ever do. We'll never be able to relive this experience before we have seen the new Godzilla.
No, I just to go way back. Was it 2009 or 2010 when the movie was first rumored?
The ending of 2009.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure it was August 2009, and then 2010 it was confirmed, and then
that's when they officially announced it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then 2011 was that when the Comic-Con trailer came out?
No, that was 12, I think.
That was 2012.
Okay, so 12 was when it came out, and then
2011 is when Gareth Edwards was hired.
Ah, right. Okay, so 11 Gareth Edwards, 12 Comic-Con teaser stuff. 13 we got the glimpse of the leaked stuff, and then finally the official teaser trailer. And now here we are, 14. We got the trailers, we got the toys, we got the comics. We're gonna get the CD. Well, for us, some of us, we already have the soundtrack. We got the cast. We got the movie already set to go. Here we are, 5 years in the wait. 5 years in the making. This is it, boys.
I have never been anticipating a movie for this long. What the fuck are we gonna do?
I know. I went through all of high school talking about this fucking movie, and now I'm out of high school, and I still haven't seen it, and I'm about to see it. This is gonna be like the most important moment of my life.
I know. This is exactly what I'm saying. I'm gonna be like, once I'm done seeing this movie, I can say my life is complete.
Right. Well, it's so weird. I am now looking at the new Godzilla on my shelf. The newly reborn Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like, if I went back 2 years and I said that to past Bill, he'd be like, God, I got fat, but that's awesome. Because past Bill was athletic and shit.
The movie was, the anticipation was so great that young Bill no longer cared about his athletic prowess.
That's true.
Prowess.
Well, young Bill was never athletically inclined.
Prowess.
Fuck you, Dylan.
He played golf, Andres.
I did play golf. I was damn good at it, too. Golf and basketball.
Did you use a Schlosinger number 5 or whatever it was? What number was it?
Schlosinger number 1.
Were you the white guy that could jump?
No, but I could make a pretty good foul shot.
Adam, you should know better than that.
He's not even the white man who can stand for very long.
I'm not.
Oh, is that a fucking reference to the SOS episode where I told you the museum story?
Oh, watch out.
Clever bitch.
I'm a white man who can't jump or stand very long.
Oh, good. Yeah, Dylan and I remember we did this DFOS. We're talking about me almost being 20 and him being 20. We're like, God, we're getting old. We started complaining about our knees. And I just felt like, oh my God, this is the rest of our lives, isn't it? Just complaining about back pain and knee pain.
Next thing, like, I bet you, like, within the next 5 years, you're gonna end up in those electronic scooter chairs.
Oh, Bill, remember?
You're gonna be riding to hell at 5 miles an hour.
Bill, remember
it's so funny you guys are making fun of Bill, but I'm clearly the most overweight one in the group.
Yeah, but Adam, you're a giant.
Bill, here's the...
Adam, how tall are you?
I am almost 6'6".
Oh, you're taller than me, dude. Fuck.
What was I about to say? Jesus.
Like.
Well, Bill, you always thought I was like a 20-year-old when we first met.
That's true. I remember one of the first things I said to Adam was, "Hey, man, I know you're older than me." And he's like, "I'm a year younger than you." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Well, you shouldn't say you know things when you don't, Bill.
I had literally just been introduced to him, so I was like, I guess this guy's older than me because he's got facial hair. But anyway, Dylan, you know what I was reminded of when we had that conversation recently?
You remember the other conversation where we were complaining about leg cramps?
Oh, God, yes.
Leg cramp. Oh, my God.
No, you know what I was reminded of? Recently, it's almost a year ago now. The guy who played Chewbacca.
Recently, I heard that Godzilla was being rumored.
Recently, I found out there was a movie. Apparently, I missed.
No, but listen. I recently read that the guy who played Chewbacca, I think his name's Peter Mayhew.
Oh God.
He had to have knee replacement surgery because he's so tall.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh my God, anybody over 6 feet, that's us in like 30 years.
Oh God.
That's my nightmare is having knee replacement surgery.
Your ultimate nightmare is having knee replacement surgery?
That and being killed by a killer whale.
My ultimate nightmare is contracting the brain-eating amoeba.
Oh, that too.
Oh, the brain-eating and... Oh, God, that thing's so fucking...
That and dying in a car accident before I see the new Godzilla.
That and not living in a world without traffic accidents.
Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, if you did die of a traffic accident, then you'd finally understand what the boy was talking about.
Once you die in a car crash, I could say, then now you have my permission to die.
No. Right when I'm about to die, the first thing I see is that fucking kid from Camera vs. Weird going, "Who's laughing now, motherfucker? Now what do you think of my world without traffic accidents?"
Before you get stuck in the hell, you like flip him off.
Andre, you'll understand this. The first person you see before you die is Rei Ayanami. Right before you die.
Oh, no.
Is that an Evangelion reference?
Yeah.
All right.
I knew it had to be an Evangelion.
Oh, Adam, one of my friends at Five Towns is an Evangelion fan.
Good.
My friend Jim.
And I bet you he likes the Rebuild movies more, and then Adam's like, fuck.
He was wearing one of the T-shirts from one of the movies, yeah.
Well, I like the movies. I love the movies. It just...
Yeah, I know. Well, I did that to piss off Andres. Anyway,
you did.
Let me get to this point before we run out of time because we're almost 2.5 hours in.
Okay.
So I had a premise for tonight's episode that I wanted to do earlier, but apparently that never happens with us. That would be kind of a fitting way to ring in.
You know what? I did hear about this one. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck you, Andres. Shut the fuck up. Listen.
Internet high five, Andres.
Yeah.
Get back to your pickup truck and listen to me.
You got the Jet Jaguar thumbs up for me, Andres.
Yeah.
Have we ever done a podcast where we had a plan for it and we followed said plan?
No. In fact, I was talking to somebody recently who was a listener to DFOS, and he went, "You know, Bill, my only problem with DFOS is that you'll promise to tell a story and then not tell it till an hour in." And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, well, what you gonna do about it?
To quote, "This is an SOS operation. Nothing ever goes according to plan."
Right. All right. So here's my premise to ring in the new era of Godzilla. So,
does it involve strippers and coke?
Does it involve another World War G?
Kind of, in a way. So here's my plan. So, Adam, this is partially inspired by something you shared on your Facebook wall.
Fuck.
So
Adam's like, I know.
There's talk recently with the new Godzilla coming out, especially since this is the first Godzilla Americans have seen since Godzilla 2000, of whether, and this always happens when a big franchise like this happened that involves being invaded, of what the actual realistic reaction would be by our society if this happened. And Adam, I didn't read the article, but I know that there was apparently some military dude talked about what would happen if Godzilla actually attacked, and the fact that we could
one of the former presidential candidates for the Republican Party, Herman Cain, was talking about Godzilla and what would happen if he actually landed, and he started talking with some military dudes, and it was awesome.
I didn't read it, but I was inspired to come up with this idea. So, imagine, if you will, tomorrow. No. Actually, you wake up Friday morning, May 16th. The new Godzilla has come out. So we're in our world where Godzilla is a fictional character. And you wake up and you turn on the news, and San Francisco has been attacked by Godzilla.
Or to be more realistic, a giant monster of that ilk.
No. It's Godzilla.
Because the likelihood of him attacking right after a movie based off him happens is like...
No, don't complicate this with logic.
Logic
so
is
Godzilla
one of your Earth jokes.
It's just one of your Earth jokes? Anyway, so Godzilla attacks. And my initial premise was to ask you guys, what would your reaction be? But to me, that wasn't personal enough.
Because I'm pretty sure the answer is, oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, considering that's like
who was right, motherfuckers?
Considering that's like San Francisco's like a day's drive from where I live, I'll be like, fuck.
Oh no, Godzilla destroyed the nice part of California.
Instead of having it where we wake up and the fact that Godzilla is attacking on the news, I've changed it to, I have personalized a kaiju for each of our regions and cities in each of our regions.
What is mine? A giant moose? What is mine? Is mine
no, Adam, you're going to love yours. You're going to love yours.
Of course, Adam should be Moosla.
Yes!
These are monsters from the Godzilla universe.
Moosla should be in the Godzilla universe.
He should be, but he's not.
He should be.
No, Adams is just a giant yeti. No, technically it is. So here's the premise. Each of these kaiju I have personally selected to attack your area. And I'm going to ask you, what would your reaction be? And again, this is a world where these kaiju are fictional characters. And do you go to the military with a solution to kill them? So, gentlemen, here are your individually selected kaiju. Andres, I thought it was only fair since you live on the West Coast and only an hour drive from San Francisco, and since apparently the climax of the new Godzilla takes place in San Francisco, you, sir, get the big one. You get attacked by Godzilla.
Yay!
Yay?
I don't know what good thing.
That's not what I was expecting you to say, Andres.
You're more like...
No.
Oh, no.
I know.
I know.
Oh.
Oh, no.
I know.
Oh, no.
I'm just going to come in and attack your city. It's okay. It's okay.
I see them in your bathing suits on the beach. I can see up them shorts. I'm gonna get you up. Oh no, I just remembered. I had a whale. I shouldn't be swimming out an hour after I eat. But then again, I'm always eating. I'm always swimming. I'm gonna eat y'all up now.
Andres, you let's say you've gone to San Francisco to see the new Godzilla for some reason.
Strange location, but okay.
Because they weren't playing it where you live.
Some reason, and you've been attacked. You're there when Godzilla attacks.
Wait,
right.
fucking fast forward the movie and figure out how the military stops him.
Exactly.
It's like fucking Spaceballs. What the hell am I looking at? Now. You're looking at now.
You're looking at now.
Could we go back to now? Just missed it. Dave, I thought, since he's in Vegas, it would only be... I mean, I guess Adam pointed out earlier it'd be more fitting if he was attacked by the Muto, but I decided to say fuck it since we haven't seen the Muto yet. I decided to say he was attacked by Kumanga. Because in Godzilla Final Wars, Kumanga attacked him. Dylan, this was a strange choice, and it was only out of desperation that you got this kaiju, because I have no idea what else it could possibly be. Dylan, you've been attacked by Gigan because he's a giant chicken.
I had a feeling it would be Gigan.
Adam, I gave you a little bit of a fan favorite, my friend. You lucked out. No. Even better.
He gets the gargantuas, doesn't he?
He got the gargantuas.
Yeah.
Wait, both of them? Both of them?
Both of them.
Bill, what do you
Because
get?
they're very small in comparison.
I'm going to become friends with Sonda, and I'm going to ride on his shoulder.
I will love him forever and name him George.
Bill,
I will love Sonda forever and name him George.
My name is already Sonda. Well, now your name is George.
No, I can't say Sonda, George.
Bill,
and from now, I was actually going to give myself Zilla, but I decided to say fuck it, and instead I gave myself Rodan. Again, based on
the Cloverfield monster.
No, I get attacked by Rodan.
No, the Cloverfield monster's too easy.
Godzilla monsters, Andres.
Right, you fucking dumbass. No.
Yeah, you have chicken shit.
Fucking pussy.
Who's the one with the cyborg chicken in his state?
Hey, I just want to say, I have two gigantic...
Let's fucking whip out our kaiju dicks and see who's getting attacked by who.
Guys, I have two gigantic Bigfoots, okay? That's just awesome, alright? Just let that sink in.
Bill, I mean, Andres, I have seen Godzilla vs. Gigan, and I would like to point out that my monster spent a good majority of that movie whooping your monster's ass.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
I've always
Adam,
hated that expression.
Is fighting.
Yeah.
But that means you're also the only one with a monster potentially fighting on your side.
Yeah.
But let's go in order. Let's go in order of how I said them originally. So, right. Andres, you're in San Francisco and Godzilla attacks. What's your first reaction? Okay. Now, and this is after. Oh shit, Godzilla's fucking.
All right. Yeah.
Now you're in survival mode.
All right.
Well, do you think you'd even have the reaction of, oh my fucking god, Godzilla's real? Or would you just be there as a giant thing destroying the city?
That would be my reaction.
I think everybody would have a, oh my god, if you're a Godzilla fan, I think you would have the reaction of, my god, it's real.
Do you identify him as Godzilla as soon as it happens?
I would say, well, it's a giant monster, so my obvious first impression would, oh my god, a Godzilla thing is real.
And then you realize later on after, like, it's kind of like...
Where are the Jaegers?
Yeah, I'll say, like, listen, military people, okay? I got a plan, okay? We're going to build giant robots. What are we going to call them? Gundams.
No. We're going to construct a human-type robot that will be able to program itself to grow larger.
This is what you do, Andres. You call up the military and you're like, General, bring me 5 teenagers with attitude.
We're going to build 5 small robots that needlessly combine to form a bigger robot, rather than create the giant robot from the start.
But what is the use of that giant robot? It's awesome.
To pilot a bigger robot, a giant-er robot, per se.
Dylan, when you said, give me 5 teenagers with attitude, all of a sudden you hear the general go, the SOS crew?
Yes.
No!
No, you don't want those guys in control of weapons, because they will just either kill each other or kill innocent people.
No, Andres' real reaction would be to just transform into Ultra Jose, and...
Right.
Yeah. Jose.
Jose, power sombrero.
No, Bill. Ultra sombrero.
Oh, shit.
Bill, you need to get your Ultraman stuff right.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
We still got to...
It's a robot, right?
We still have to unveil...
Not fucking Ultraman.
We still have to unveil Ultra Jose to the public.
Wait, did you ever come up with a name for the second Ultra that you created?
I told you, it's the Egyptian one, so I called him Ultra Tut.
Oh, yeah, Ultra Tut.
Alright, that's kind of stupid.
Now, is it Ultra Tut or is it Ultraman Tut?
No, Ultra Tut, just to avoid confusion with the real Ultramen.
Because technically, this can't be in continuity with...
The Egyptian knockoff!
This can't be in continuity with actual Ultraman because copyright and shit. So it's clever legal maneuvering.
It's like Godzilla appearing in that issue of Iron Man after Marvel had lost the rights to Godzilla. You just don't call him by name and everything will be fine.
Exactly.
So Andres, do you what do you do, dude? Seriously.
What are you
precedent in the
What are you doing with your life, Andre?
I'm gonna be. Let's see. If
Andres, you're on the air.
a giant monster.
You are a 20-something-year-old lifeguard, Andre.
Listen, man. The most important rule of the lifeguard is that you have to preserve your life before anyone else's.
Start saving small children.
I'm sure that is an actual lifeguard rule, Andre.
Also consider this, guys. This type of thing is unprecedented. Like, in most fictional properties like alien invasion and zombie apocalypse, there's kind of a precedent for something less exaggerated than that happening. Like alien invasion, we've seen countries be invaded by other countries. Zombie apocalypse, we've seen infection and disease and all that stuff. There's no precedent for a giant animal coming out of the water and leveling cities.
There is no protection against the kaiju apocalypse.
No, not at all. We're fucked.
Of course there is, Bill. We've been dealing with Barbra Streisand for years.
Yes.
No, you know what I thought of? The closest thing to a kaiju attack I've ever seen is that fucking video I showed you guys of the sperm whale crashing into that fucking
Explodey the whale.
No, that wasn't Splody the whale. That was his cousin, Dumbass the whale.
That was the whale kamikaze.
Did you guys approve of me putting the video of the whale exploding in the...
That was genius. That and you put in the little baby's ice cream man. That was great.
I love how it looks like a grenade or something has gone off.
It just goes everywhere. What the fuck were they thinking?
I know, what were they thinking?
Oh,
humanity's brightest moment.
You should have put a subtitle that says, "No, right under somebody, genius."
With an arrow pointed at one person.
Okay.
Oh.
But realistically, if Godzilla was like,
right, what do you do?
I'm gonna head.
What do you do?
I'm gonna pack up and head straight into Mexico, since that's. I'm gonna keep going south as I can go.
Andres grows a fucking goatee.
All the way to like Cabo San Lucas.
That's very smart, Andres, because there are no Mexican kaiju. Except for the giant claw. You'd have to worry about the giant claw.
Oh, yeah, you have to worry about the giant claw.
Giant claw.
Yeah.
I mean,
and perhaps you, the winged serpent.
What about your family, though?
What?
What do you do with...
He said, what about your family?
Oh, well, I'd assume that we're all going together.
There's a kaiju attacking. Fuck my family.
It's every man for himself. And it's going to be like that episode of South Park where it's going to be like the South Park episode where every Mexican is going to the border to Mexico.
Oh, I was thinking, what if the giant guinea pig apocalypse happened from Pandemic?
Oh God! Such a genius.
Oh my God! Look at all this terrible stuff that's going on. Say hi to the camera, Shelly.
I love that episode. That episode was so funny.
Oh my God! The camera wasn't even recording.
I had the camera lens on.
I'm so startled.
No, my favorite moment from South Park in terms of parody is fucking the Ghost Hunters parody, where it's the ghost.
What was that?
There's a warm liquid going down my leg.
Yes.
Oh my God! It got me too.
Know that they were sued for that?
Were they really?
Yeah, the Ghost Hunters, and this is when I started realizing that the Ghost Hunters are nothing but a complete bunch of douchebags. Anyway.
Yeah. So Dylan, you're dealing with Gigan, bro. What do you do?
This is my proposal.
Giant fryer.
This is my proposal to the military. Either we utilize our greatest southern asset.
I already know where this is going.
Either we utilize our greatest southern asset, which is Colonel Sanders, or
just a giant ass Colonel Sanders fighting frickin' Gigan to the death.
or
Trying to catch him in a net to cook him.
or if the plan to clone Colonel Sanders and grow him to giant size falls through, can't imagine why.
Ultra Sanders.
Ultra
Colonel. The Ultra Colonel.
Then my response to the military would be, look, it's Gigan. Get Mothra.
Just wait, and he'll just get bored.
Clearly, according to Godzilla Final Wars, Gigan ain't all that bright, so it shouldn't be that easy to defeat him.
Just aim for the head. He's like a zombie. All right, Adam. Gargantuas. What do you do?
Well, here's the first thing I would do, is I would take Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and read it, and remember the first rule. Don't panic. And then secondly, I would look at the brown Gargantua, or preferably Gyra, hopefully get eaten by Gyra, and then I could turn into another Gargantua.
So it's like Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Yep.
Dun 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 dun.
I'd start attacking the Gargantuas with swords.
Oh my god, they butchered the theme song in the American dub.
Damn it, I forgot to record it this time.
What did they do?
They cut it down, like, a lot.
What?
And all the lyrics are gone.
What?
Yeah.
What?
But it's out, right?
It is out.
I want to watch
it. And other than that, I didn't mind it so much. No, it was pretty well done as far as dubs go.
Oh, fuck dubs. Fuck them.
I do want to watch it.
Do you think you'll actually finish it as opposed to the regular version?
Well, I just never picked up. I just never continued because I got to episode 3 and I was like, I really like this, so I'm gonna keep going with it. And then I started watching House, and I was like, oh god.
Damn it, Bill in your house.
I must continue to watch the exploits of Dr. Gregory House. I'm sorry.
This is why you failed, Bill.
Too bad I couldn't watch like both, where like House goes into the Attack on Titan universe and just tells the Titans why they're idiots.
Do or do not. There is no try.
I'm reading the manga. I'm actually reading the manga for Attack on Titan now.
I want to get into the manga because I don't want to wait for season 2.
Me neither. That's the only reason why I'm getting into the manga.
Wouldn't it be cool if they did an Attack on Titan type movie with the Gargantuas?
I thought that they were making a live action.
There is technically a Gargantua. There's technically a Gargantua in Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
say what?
The
oh wait, yeah, weren't you and I, Dylan? Wasn't I talking to you about it? And I was like, "This is like shot for shot."
Yeah. The fight. Andres is actually talking about a character that comes up later in the manga. There's this Titan that's hairy and it kind of looks like a Sasquatch. But
it does look. It looks like a. Yeah, I know what he's talking about. But I'm also talking about something.
Yeah, there's a fight scene in season 1 that is very reminiscent of War of the Gargantuas.
And then, if they ever make a live-action version of Attack on Titan, there's 2 people that I would love to see direct it. I would like to say Ryuhei Kitamura direct it. Sorry for butchering his first name.
Jesus
or
Christ,
Shizuke
yes.
Kaneko. Or Shizuke Kaneko.
Shizuke Kaneko would own that fucking script.
So
well, Shizuke Kaneko would own the script, but Ryuhei Kitamura would own the action.
They should team up. They should do a Honda Subaraya thing.
Yes!
Totally. Well, because he choreographed all the fight scenes in versus himself,
and they were amazing.
Right.
This is why that's why I call him Japanese Tarantino.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he totally is. But anyway, so Adam becomes another Gargantua apparently to fight the Gargantuas off.
Attack on Gargantua.
Adam, what's the biggest city in your area?
In my area, Berlin. With the population of
they would attack Berlin.
So with a population of 5,000 people.
So you live in Germany?
No, that's Berlin. Berlin is up here. Berlin is in Germany.
Ooh.
Is there? What's the closest? Because New Hampshire's not landlocked, right?
Do you have a lot of German immigrants there?
Yep.
Have they ever conspired to annex Poland?
No, but we do have a rather large Ku Klux Klan thing up here.
Really? You know, my state started the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, maybe we're related. No.
Only good things can come from this conversation, to be sure.
It was just like that scene in Forrest Gump, by the way.
Yes.
Scene in Forrest Gump.
The scene.
Oh my God, we're getting chased by ghosts.
The scene in Forrest Gump where they make fun of Birth of a Nation Bill. They do the whole Ku Klux Klan thing.
Wasn't that cut?
No, it's in the movie.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, one of Forrest Gump's ancestors is the guy who created the Ku Klux.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. That's right.
You idiot!
I forgot about no, because there's a cut scene taking place during the civil. There's a cut scene taking place in the civil rights movement where Forrest like calls some of the dogs over who are attacking the black people, and they just like turn into puppies around him.
Oh, really?
So I remember
haven't seen that.
Why did they?
No, I had seen that scene.
Why did they cut that?
Time reasons.
Oh, okay. I thought they did it for
The
like.
movie is actually really long if you look at it.
It's a very long movie, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's so good.
It's a great movie.
Damn it.
I think the only really reaction I would have to Rodan is he's attacking New York City, and why would he come out to Long Island? So I'd probably be safe.
My reaction to Rodan would be, "Where's the nearest volcano?"
Right? Yeah.
You want to know what my reaction? My reaction to Rodan would be get to the nearest subway.
Right. Yeah. Well, also with Rodan, I really wouldn't have to worry because Rodan's whole thing is keeping at high altitudes and destroying buildings with wind. You know, there's not a lot of big buildings on Long Island, so I just go to school and be like, let's just ride this out until Rodan leaves.
But what if it's
who's got weed?
But what if it's the Rodan from Godzilla Legends, Bill, and he attacks your school?
Ew.
Then I would.
Ew.
I know, I hate that issue so much.
Oh, it's so terrible.
Yeah, it's a horrible story.
Oh
But
my
I would probably
God.
I would probably tell my friend Jack Braun to try and reason with Rodan, so that way if Jack gets eaten,
It kind of sounds like an action hero name, Jack Braun.
To reason with him? What is
Yeah.
your friend the Pterodactyl Whisperer? Is this a thing I don't know?
Yes. Yes, my friend Jack is the Pterodactyl Whisperer.
He goes over to
No, just because I know it. No,
whispers
Jack would do it. I'd probably give it to my friend Jake to do it, because Jake
Jack
will
Torrance?
agree to anything. Jake will agree to do anything. I'll just be like, hey, Jake, go out there and reason with Rodan. Okay.
What's a Rodan?
Jack Torrance?
Anyway. I don't know. But, yeah. That conversation went beautiful place.
God, that was...
But, we're really far in. So, Andres, why don't you knock us with your one major news story?
Okay.
Rock us with the shit.
And we can just get out of here.
I did want to point out the fact that Andy Serkis was cast to be in Star Wars Episode 7, but, of course, just like everyone else, they haven't revealed who he's going to play, or whether or not he's going to be playing an alien or as an actual human being.
He's probably going to be playing an alien, no.
I would imagine so. I mean, why would you... I mean, he's a fine actor, but I don't know why you would ask him to do it if it wasn't going to be for motion capture.
I mean, that's what he's known for, so...
Yeah. All right, so the big story, the one that caused the biggest stir this week, is the fact that Saban is teaming up with Lionsgate Studios to produce an adaptation of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Fuck yes!
That sounds awesome.
I hope the Zord looks like that picture on DeviantArt that I love so much.
I hope
Yeah.
they're like, hey, we want you to direct it, because I would totally do it.
Yeah, they're really going to come to the kid in film school and be like, hey, make our big budget Power Rangers adaptation.
I'm there, man. If they did that, I'd totally do it. If I had two options, you either direct a Star Wars movie or a Power Rangers movie, I'm like, fucking Power Rangers, man.
I know, right?
I mean, let's
Fuck
like.
Star Wars.
I mean, I feel like Power Rangers is like a recipe.
If I fuck up Star Wars, my career is over forever. But if I fuck up Power Rangers, everybody's be like, so Power Rangers is best.
You can't do better than Turbo. You can't do worse than Turbo.
Never say never, Andre. Never say never.
Oh my God.
That would be hilarious if Bill made a Power Rangers movie and it did worse than Turbo. We made $1 million.
About like Zordon though, and how be living in a big tube and the trials and tribulations of that. So it'd kind of be boring.
Like you probably Bill would make a movie asking
where it's about Zordon and Zed being friends and everything.
Yeah, like Bill's gonna be his movie's gonna be answering like the most important questions, like what do the Power Rangers do on their off time? You know, what do they do when they're not fighting monsters?
Does
you know?
Billy watch?
When Zordon gets a girlfriend, how's he get freaky with her? I mean, I guess he's good.
What does the Red Ranger lift?
I guess he's good at head.
So yeah, the Power Rangers is a very like easy recipe for success. I mean, you got superheroes, giant monsters, and giant robots. But the thing is, this is Lionsgate Studios, and they're pretty much known for, I guess they're kind of like higher budget indie films, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like a modern Miramax, yeah.
And so they've
Fox
been mostly
Searchlight.
known. Yeah, they've been mostly known for like the Hunger Games series and the Twilight series. And so I'm wondering if they would be able to have the sort of budget necessary to bring this level of
yeah.
spectacle for Power Rangers.
Oh yeah,
But
they can do it. They can do it.
Don't you think, though, that Power Rangers would almost be better to keep the budget not like Avengers level crazy, or even like an Iron Man movie level crazy?
Or
because
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crazy.
Right, because don't you think that grounds it more in keeping it practical, keeping the martial arts practical?
Oh yeah,
making
totally.
Sure the monsters are still done practical.
I think there's a flaw in your thinking of trying to ground Power Rangers in any sense of the word.
No, not reality. I mean, just in the fighting.
Yeah,
And
yeah. But the thing is, what happened?
So doing like an Avengers level Power Rangers movie to me doesn't make any sense.
Well, it does make sense to me, especially once you get to the giant monster versus robot fight. I mean, what do you do when you get to that point?
Obviously, that would have to be CG, but I don't know.
I mean,
I
I can see an Avengers level. That's definitely the tone that I think it should take. I don't think we need a serious Power Ranger.
Yeah. I definitely want.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Dark Knight Power Rangers.
I feel like if you combine Avengers with Pacific Rim, that's all you need right there.
I would say so.
Well, that's
I don't
how
know,
I'd approach it. That's how I'd approach it.
I just think that if you keep if you keep the budget like I'm trying to think of a good comparison point.
Here's something.
Like the new Godzilla isn't exactly a crazy high budget.
No, it's 160 million.
Oh, just like Pacific Rim?
Pacific Rim was 180, 190.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere even below that, I think you could do it.
I'd say 120 at the most.
I would agree.
What was the most expensive of the Twilight films? I think like the last Twilight film that was the most action-packed. What?
$5 and a ham sandwich.
Yes.
Well, I'm wondering what the highest budgets are for like the Hunger Games and Twilight.
Hunger Games doesn't necessarily have to be too expensive, even though I did recently watch Catching Fire, and then I realized, it needs a little more money than I thought. But I think those are anywhere from 100 to 120,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Bill,
that
low? No, sorry, 120 million. I'm really
sorry.
sorry.
Oh, it's like, really? They're making it for that cheap? Jesus.
Bill, I think you're
Hold on, I'm going to type it up for you guys.
I think you're wrong
Thank
about the budget for Twilight, Bill. I don't think it was $5 and a ham sandwich. I think that's how much you pay for the rights.
My bad.
Well, I remember, I think this was back in 2010, there was a concept trailer for, there was this, I forgot what company was doing this, but they wanted to pitch a
Holy
movie.
shit, no, it had less than that bill. The first Hunger Games movies was $78 million.
Oh, I see.
That seems about right to me. See, I think that's not bad for Power Rangers, dude. I mean, how big does it have to be?
Well, maybe if you
that's
could
what
save
I'd
them,
say.
if you could save the Megazord for the next movie.
No,
perhaps.
you can't do that.
No,
you have to
the
have the
Megazord,
Megazord at the end of the movie.
But you're only dealing with one giant robot and usually one monster at a time.
Honestly, I think I would base it a little bit more off of the Japanese version.
Like in tone?
I don't know. Jew Ranger is just so much better.
Yeah.
But consider this. They also batted around the idea of doing a solo Green Ranger movie. I was so much more for that than a full-scale Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
It would have to be in continuity with the other Power Ranger stuff. I think what they're trying to do now is like...
No, they're rebooting for sure.
Yeah,
but I'm saying...
Oh, Jesus Christ. The second Hunger Games movie had a budget of $140 million.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was a lot bigger than what you
Somewhere
thought.
in there, though, I think is fine for a Power Rangers movie.
No, I think that's too high for a Power Rangers movie, but...
I'm saying in between, though. Like, maybe $100 million
Okay.
or below.
Well, as I was saying, there was this, someone was trying to pitch a film adaptation of this giant robot anime from the 70s called Guy King, and they made
I saw this. This looked badass.
Yeah. And so I remember I saw the trailer, and of course, the trailer, you see the giant robot bursting out of the ground, and that CG looked terrific. And since that was only just a concept trailer, I figured if we're dealing with those sort of special effects, I would be down for that. Although I do not know how much it costs to produce that concept trailer.
The first Thor movie didn't have a gigantic budget either. I would say that would also be comparable. Especially the way they did the Frost Giants in the first Thor movie. I really enjoyed that. They didn't do full CG. They did makeup enhanced by CG.
Imagine.
And it really impressed me. And I think that doing the monsters and the Megazord that way might be cool.
Now, imagine if we get Andy Serkis to play the Megazord.
I don't know if you need to get him, but
that was a joke.
I know, but also consider this: he didn't play Godzilla in the new movie. He did it as a consulting job.
Uh-huh.
He might be good there for Power Rangers.
He did some of the motion capture work, but it wasn't like him playing the character like you get.
No, I've heard he only worked on the face, really.
Yeah. My problem with the Power Rangers movie, just in conceptualizing it, which monsters do you use? Like, how do you even go about picking?
Well, I imagine that they'd probably come up with some original stuff, because those monsters are so ridiculous.
Some of them aren't that bad. That's another reason they should go back to Jew Ranger, because some of the monsters in Jew Ranger are a little better. Like the first monster they fight is like this skeleton thing.
Oh, I like the skeleton guy. He's like,
what's Goldar in Jew Ranger?
What is his name in Jew Ranger?
I know.
I didn't even think there was such a thing as Jew Ranger.
Jew Ranger.
I know.
Jew Ranger is the original Japanese version.
Rita Repulsa, her original name is Bandora.
Yeah.
I think they gotta do Zed and just forget about Rita altogether.
I think they can do Rita as like a henchman to Zed, but they would have to like completely reboot her.
Now,
yeah, definitely.
Take her from being the like.
You just gotta take away the goofy lines, and there you go. You've got a badass villain.
Take out the Repulsa from her name, and turn her into like a sexy like sidekick for Zed.
Isn't that what Scorpina was for, anyways?
Just make her his queen.
But Drakina is in Andres. I think they're going by original series.
Drakina's in Wild.
No, Scorpina.
Is she in Wild Force?
No, Scorpina.
Oh, Scorpina.
Yeah, Scorpina.
Oh, she was a very like short thing though.
Apparently,
only because she was a face actor, and obviously when they were making original footage, they couldn't bring that actor over to America.
Apparently, Goldar's name in Jew Ranger is Grifforzer.
Oh, I guess that makes sense because of the wings.
And of course, the Megazord's name is Daijujin.
Yeah, Daijujin.
That's not as badass as Megazord.
I think it means like great beast god.
Still not as badass as Megazord.
Dude, what if they had called the American one Great Beast God?
I am a beast. I am a god, a beast god per se, a beast god who is great.
My God.
Super Kami Guru accepts this.
So what you're saying is you're a super beast god? Yes. That is precise.
Can I just call you Beast God for short? Super Beast God accepts this.
And of course, the Dragon Zord in Japan, his original name was Dragon Caesar.
Based on Mechagodzilla.
That's awesome.
Right? They gotta keep the Dragon Zord design the same, because that's badass.
Imagine they make it like they base it off of Godzilla 14.
That'd be badass.
Have Zordon be played by Patrick Stewart.
Or Terrence Stamp.
Or Sir Ian McKellen.
That worked too.
Bring me 5 hobbits with attitude.
Would you guys rather have the original character, like them trying to recast the original characters, have Kimberly, Billy, Zach, Jason, Trini?
Well, you can't. No, you'd have to switch the Black and Blue Rangers.
Yeah, but like, would you rather have the characters, or do you want them to have like a completely original characters, like start from scratch?
Well,
I think the idea is for them to recast the originals.
Wait, why do you have to switch the Blue and Black Rangers? Did I miss something?
Because the Black Ranger was black and the Asian Ranger was yellow.
Oh, well, they don't have to cast those characters in the same race. that they were.
No, that's true. You're absolutely right. But I'm just saying that's why they should just switch colors, like make Billy black and make Zach white, or make Zach become the Blue Ranger and Billy become the Black Ranger.
Make Tommy Jewish and make.
Well, no, they fucked up Tommy too because he's supposed to be Native American and they made him the Red Ranger
Twice
too.
They obviously need to give Jose his power sombrero.
I think he should be.
They gotta give Jose his power sombrero.
I think they should have Tommy be Native American in the movie because the way he looked in the original series, I always got Native American from him.
Yeah, I agree.
Jason David Frank Native American?
I have no idea. He has to have a cameo.
Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
He can still play the Green Ranger for all I care.
Right?
That motherfucker's still spry.
Which one was the gay?
I heard somebody fucking say they were gonna boycott the new movie.
Adam, it's Billy.
Like, if they're rebooting, he's not gonna, you dumbass.
Bill, did you see? You ever watch any of those videos, the versus videos that Bat in the Sun does?
Yeah.
Did you see White Ranger versus Scorpion?
Yeah, I did. That was badass.
Mm-hmm. I never knew that they. I was like, oh yeah, why didn't they use their teleportation like that?
I do agree.
Right?
I do agree that the White Ranger would win. I'm not sure if they represented Scorpion's powers accurately though. He never even used the spear, did he? I don't remember him using the spear.
I was just waiting for him to do a fatality on the White Ranger.
I was waiting for him to peel off his face and start spraying fire out of his mouth. So that's all I want.
Right.
That's all I want. And for him to say, "Get over here."
Those that series is amazing. Did you see Thor versus Superman?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I love the Wolverine versus Predator one too.
That's my favorite.
I saw Batman versus Deadpool.
I wasn't okay with that because I don't buy Batman shooting him with machine guns.
Batman shot him with machine guns.
Yeah, he blew him up with machine guns.
Well, maybe he knows.
don't die, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, maybe.
I know, but it was still just like.
What if he had used a bazooka? Would that have been okay?
No, he would have used like a bat grenade. That would have been better.
What if he had used bat bullets?
Bat bullets.
Little bullshit.
That's one of my favorite parts of Dark Knight Returns is when he starts shooting people and you're like, what the fuck? And then he's like, rubber bullets. I'm like, oh.
Makes so much sense.
Clever
I
bitch.
love that. Oh, I love the Dark Knight Return.
Clever bitch.
You should just shoot somebody and they're like, Batman, you didn't use guns. It's okay. It's a bat gun.
It's a bat gun.
Sorry. It doesn't kill people. It just puts them to sleep. Forever.
Wait a minute. This is the one that shoots out the bombs and then the guy's body explodes. Oh shit.
Oh shit. I put in the wrong clip. Cover your eyes, Carrie. People were just screaming in pain, dying of gunshot wounds.
Oh god.
Oh no.
I accidentally grabbed
a major miscalculation on my part.
I accidentally grabbed the gun that fires anthrax. Why do you have that?
I'm still the hero that Gotham deserves.
What is this? Guys, can you guys tell me this? I love this. I was watching these clips on YouTube, and Batman gets discovered that he has plans to eliminate every single one, or not to eliminate, but to capture every single one of the members of the Justice League. Yeah, and
because Batman is always prepared for everything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're about to throw him out, and then Batman says, "If you guys don't think I need this plan, then clearly I'm not needed here." And he actually he walks out, and Superman follows him and said, "Are you really that arrogant that you don't have a plan for yourself?" And Batman turns and says, "I do. It's called the Justice League."
Yeah. That's Justice League Doom.
Yeah. Okay. Based on the comic book story arc, just JLA Tower of Babel.
Tower of Babel, man.
My favorite animated Batman moment is still the thing from Justice League when they get that assassin and he's like, "You won't get anything out of me. You can't speak my language." And then Batman starts saying, "Oh yes, I can."
Dun 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 dun. Oh god.
Also when they crossed over with Batman Beyond and older Bruce Wayne was like, "I'll show him how it's done," and he goes and interrogates that guy.
Yeah, that was badass. And he beats him with a cane, and Batman's like, "Stop."
Old Bruce Wayne's a G.
Yeah, he's a badass. Andres, anything else about the world of Power Rangers?
Let's see. Well, I do want to give a shout out to there's this person on the internet called by the name of Random DCE on his DeviantArt page, he gave like a synopsis of what he would do for a Power Rangers reboot and how he would reinterpret the original main cast. Random DCE. He's the sprite artist I talked to you about, Dylan, who's making the sprite of Draco Azul.
Yes, of course, yes.
It's pretty interesting stuff. So yeah, check it out, and his thoughts on the Power Rangers movie news, and his ideas for the movie. And
I still like Bill's idea.
Yeah,
and
I like my idea too.
One last thing I wanted to cover was that a couple people who have reported on this story brought up the fact that perhaps a Power Rangers movie could not work because the first movie only made like $60 million and Turbo made like $9 million. And I think perhaps the reason why a Power Rangers movie can work today as opposed to back during its heyday was because, just like Transformers, the first Transformers movie from 1986, I believe, did not do very well, yet the new movies have made billions upon billions of dollars. Why?
Well, somebody over on Toho Nation linked that IGN interview that you're talking, or not interview, but that IGN thing that you're talking about, where they were talking about why Power Rangers is a bad idea because of the figures on the other movie.
Yeah.
And I commented on that. I'm like, they're not taking some things into consideration. First of all, there's more nostalgia built up for it because it's now it's now an older franchise, and also there's nearly like 20 years more Power Rangers television that's built up a larger audience for it today than there was at the time. I mean, you've got
totally.
You have generations.
And every generation of kids, for the most part, has had their own version of Power Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, you got the people from the...
and as opposed to back then when it was still young and... I mean...
Well, now you're going to have adults going to see the movie without having kids. That's adults going to add more commerce to it.
Yeah. You have adults who are old enough and have expendable cash, and they're willing. These are the kind of people who are willing to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on the Legacy Dragon Zord and the Legacy Morphers, and of course spend money on this thing.
That Red Ranger helmet that has all of the seasons of Power Rangers in tins. I mean,
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a different market, and there's a whole and also this is a market where stuff like Power Rangers lives on because of stuff like Hot Topic and Spencer's, where
totally
you can get Power Rangers memorabilia and T-shirts and everything.
Also, they still air older Power Rangers shows sometimes.
Oh, all the time, yeah.
So it's
and of course you have
Power Rangers are on Netflix.
And DVD.
It's never left.
My 3-year-old cousin Bella still watches Power Rangers. She watches Mighty Morphin on Netflix.
Nice.
I love Mighty Morphin. Mighty Morphin will always be my
Nothing to do with me.
Rangers.
I had no part in it. It was entirely just her own discovery, and I was like, wow. You ever see this giant dinosaur called Godzilla?
Hey, you see that Dragon Zord? Well, there's something similar to that called Mechagodzilla, which is a robot version of a thing called Godzilla.
I showed her some Godzilla clips, and she really had no reaction.
You should have showed her, what did you show her?
I just showed her a bunch of clips of stuff that I liked as a kid. I just showed her a bunch of trailers, really.
See, that was your problem. That was your problem. You have to appeal to the current demographic. You should have showed her Final Wars.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's what I did. Oh my God, that's what I did. Yesterday, my friend Charles, a bunch of my friends went over to Charles's house, my friend Charles' house, and he's the only other Godzilla fan up here that I can really think of that likes Godzilla as much as me, or somewhat as much as me, and so I decided, let's watch Godzilla Final Wars, and we had a couple other friends over, and my friend Nathaniel, as we were cuddling on the couch, was watching Godzilla Final Wars, and he was all excited because he was like, oh my God, this is totally awesome, right from the get-go, and his favorite character was by far Captain Gordon, and Captain Gordon will always be my favorite character in that stupid movie.
Captain Gordon is amazing.
Captain Gordon's a boss. He's going to be at G-Fest, man.
John Fry's going to be at G-Fest? Oh, God damn it! I fucking hate you guys.
I know.
Are they?
Adam, I'm gonna get him to stand in front of my iPhone and go, can you just say hi to a man named Adam Noyce? And I'm just gonna send it to you on Facebook.
And he's gonna be like, hi to a man named Adam Noyce.
There's two things you don't know. One is me. The other is my mustache.
We did know that.
I hope he still has it. I hope he still has a mustache.
I think
he grew it out specifically for G-Fest.
He grows out this giant fucking beard and shit. He looks like one of the guys from Duck Dynasty.
No. He just grows out the beard from Final Wars because.
Did he have a beard?
No, he didn't.
Sorry, mustache. I'm sorry, mustache.
Right.
I was like, must have a beard. What?
You know, that long beard he had.
You're rocking my world, Adam.
For striking a superior officer. He did the break for striking a superior officer.
If they don't show, so you know they mean he slapped the woman in the face.
Oh, this is completely off topic, but before I forget, Andres.
Yeah.
I just recently watched the last episode of Ultraman. Is there a name? Is there a name for that Ultraman who comes down and takes the other Ultraman back into space?
Yeah, Commander Zoffi, or some people call him Ultraman Zoffi, or just plain Zoffi.
Okay, thank you.
His friends know him as the Zoff Man.
The Zoff.
He's very big in Germany, by the way.
Known as Sparkles to his mother.
The Zoff is very big in Germany, as is the Hoff.
Anyway, so guys, I think it's about time we wrapped up this very special episode of SOS, where at some point we were all together, at some point a very long time ago, and very, very briefly. And also the last episode of SOS before our world changes forever and the new Godzilla is released to the world. So I hope you guys enjoyed this very special episode. And I guess we might as well say this. I suppose it's... Yeah.
No, go ahead. Say it.
No, you go ahead. It's your video.
What?
I mean, what I think you're going to announce is going to be your video, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say stay tuned for the final installment of World War G.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be big, it's going to be veiny, and it's going to be amazing.
Oh my.
And you guys are not, and you guys, this is in order. You are not to review Godzilla as a video at all until we do World War G.
Oh. I was going to do a non-spoiler after I saw it.
Oh, you can do a non-spoiler.
Yeah, that was the plan.
If you're going to do anything, go ahead and do a non-spoiler.
Yeah, well, I always do non-spoiler, except at the very end of my videos, if it's, like, really important.
I never review anything.
Dylan I wasn't worried about Dylan. This is the one time that Dylan makes this huge, epic, like, 3-hour review.
He records, like, a 5-hour review and posts it without telling us.
Half of it is me coming.
It's just Dylan.
And then 2.5 hours in, I'm like, so this movie.
I liked it.
Oh no, it's literally him running, coming towards the camera like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Da 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 da.
You guys.
No, it's just that dramatic like build up with the drums.
Imagine if this was like the one time that I made this like epic video and it had like special effects and there was a storyline to it and shit.
Yeah.
Video and
I was like in space and shit.
In space?
Oh shit! You know what I never did, Bill? Do you remember
when
we were doing CGC when I was gone for that extended period of time because of my depression? And
right.
And you were fighting green slime in outer space and shit like that. I said I'll make a video depicting everything that happens in that episode.
And solving the anti-life equation.
Yes, and I never did it.
You should still make one and release it as like the lost, untold story of Adam Noyce.
Of ZGC.
The Lost Years. Adam Noyce, The Lost Years.
Or like SOS Tales.
You gotta call it ZGC, The Lost Adventures of Adam Noyce.
The Legends of SOS, ZGC, The Lost Years of Adam Noyce.
The only reason why I brought this up was because I was deleting some files off of my computer and I found something called ZGC Lost Days or something like that, and I clicked it. It was an outline for me fighting the green slime.
You gotta rewrite it and do it as like an epic like mini-series event.
Yes. I'll just make it like an Orson Welles radio drama.
Totally. I still want to do one of those at some point, like a Moosla story or something.
We got to do something.
I remember we had one where it was like a trial. I remember you and I and Gorzard had an idea where it was like a trial where somebody blew up the city to try to kill Godzilla.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah, the Godzilla audio story.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, with that being said, this was a long episode, and I think we're all tired, so it's about time we wrap up. And next time we meet, boys, we will have seen the new Godzilla. So until next time, I'm Bill.
Our virginities.
And popped our cherries.
And popped our cherries.
Until next time, I'm
and
Bill.
We had
Worcester.
a nice thick layer of cream on top of them.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was all.
I'm Bill Worcester, a.k.a. Zazubaar.
And it was all done to the song. And it was all set to the song Genuine, or the song Pony by Genuine.
Yes.
Goodbye, horses.
I'm Adam Noyce.
I'm Super DM64.
We had David Joshua Hernandez, a.k.a. Gorizard, and I am Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir.
And until next time, as always, the science is sound.
Is it really, Bill? Is it really?
No, it's questionable about keep up the facade.
I'm gonna call in the science patrol because that was very sound.